Hello,
Hello.
everybody. Welcome to a special one shot of the Westgate Irregulars, where we are going to be going on an accountant quest. Yes, that's right. We'll be seeking to hire one accountant for our party tonight, and it could be you. So we've got a number of things to go through before we start this. So first off, we'd like to introduce our special guest consultant for the evening, Shay Darksong, being played by Allie. Would you like to introduce yourself, Allie? You are muted, Allie.
Muted.
That's right, I am. I'm Alexandra Pitchford, or Allie. I go by Shay Darksong on Twitch here, and usually you see me in the chat, but today I'm here. I play, as I said, Shay. I am a writer, just like everybody else here, and yeah.
Okay, so Rhiannon, you want to take it away?
I'm Rhiannon Held. I write urban fantasy under that name and space opera under RZ Held. And today I am doing the message from our sponsor. Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms is a strategy game that unites iconic Dungeons & Dragons characters from novels, campaigns, and popular shows into one epic adventure, including Frida, Havilar, Mehen, and some stuff I'm forgetting, but I'm not Aaron. So they're all from Aaron
Yes, that's
M.'s
okay.
Brimstone Angels novels. The game is available for PC and Mac on Steam and Web, Xbox One, PlayStation 4, Nintendo Switch, iPad, iPhone, and all Android devices. We're in the last week of Founders Day. I don't play, but I am told this. You can currently get Sergeant Knox from Neverwinter. And if you would like an Electrum chest of your very own, type the code at the bottom of the screen into chat. And let us know in chat if you get anything cool. So for more information on the game, check out idlechampions.com.
Hi, I'm Yang Wang. I will be playing Stong MacGuck, half-orc bard, and awesome adopted dad. But tonight I will also be talking to you about our Jumbo D20 giveaway. So we have a free Jumbo 20 that we want to give one lucky viewer tonight. Not only is it a Jumbo D20, but it is a custom Jumbo D20. So if you are the winner, we will get you in touch with Teacup the creator, and you could tell her exactly what you want in your dice. So you could pick like the colors, whether you want like foil in it, glitters, marbled or peachy, etc., etc. So you can get the perfect dice to go along with your D&D character. To enter, just type in !enter into the chat, and we will be drawing one lucky winner at the end. To see more of her creations, type in !teacup into the chat, and you will be linked to her Instagram.
Hi, I'm Randy. Sorry, I was trying to get the audio and everything all set up on my screen. Hi, I'm Randy. I'm Randy Henderson. I'm an author, and I'm playing Rogar Battlebairn, a dwarf cleric, and Gaby. There we go.
Okay, so tonight we're doing something a little different. So I am going to talk about the logistics for tonight, and then hopefully those of you watching will decide to join in later. But what we're doing is we're essentially interviewing you, our viewers, in character for this job. So how this works is that if you want to participate, you join our Discord server, and then you hop into the waiting room voice channel, and then you type in to stream chat the time at which you joined. So you can just type in any message, and we'll see the timestamp, and then we'll get you in order that you joined. And under the pinned messages, there will be some general instructions about what to do. So,
and to be clear, when you say the stream chat, you mean in Discord, the channel?
Yeah, there's a text
stream
channel.
chat, not
That's
in
stream
the Twitch stream strat.
Yeah, no, that's a good clarification. So what we'll ask you to do, and what we're going to ask TheTreavor to do in a moment, thankfully he is going to be our first guinea pig, is we're going to first describe to you the room, and then you will come in and physically describe your character and how you enter the room, and from there we will interview you as our characters, and hopefully at the end of the day you will get the job. So TheTreavor, I'm going to be pulling you into the interview room now. TheTreavor, Are you there? Please unmute yourself. Trevor, you are setting a mighty fine example for the rest of these viewers. This is one of those times where you ask your friend for a favor and you're like, hey, do you want to be the first guinea pig? And then I'll tell you exactly how it goes so that you'll show everybody the right way to do things. Oh, you're suppressed. Oh, it's our bad. Here, let me see if I can unmute you.
You want me to do the description of the room while you're working with the tech?
Yeah, perfect.
Okay. So obviously, the reason I'm telling you all about the room is that obviously Artemisia decorated all of Briar House. Just goes without saying. So when the interviewees arrive, they're shown into the parlor of Briar House. The parlor of Briar House is a set piece, and anyone who lives in the house is discouraged from using it. It is designed around tasteful restraint rather than opulence, wavering at the edge where a knowledgeable observer might diagnose certain budgetary limitations beneath that restraint. Nevertheless, a bronze sculpture of a vaulting horse commands the attention here, a tapestry of elven bow hunters on the chase through a mysterious forest there. If there's a theme, it's of movement in warm metal with patina, dark wood, and deep blue fabrics. The windows give natural light and a glimpse of the greenery outside in the rose garden. Today, a conversation circle has been formed with several small couches and chairs, more semicircular than arrayed in a line to judge the singled-out candidate. But where to sit is clear enough. A glass of water waits on an elegant end table next to a chair that is slightly farther from all the other seating than the other seats are from each other. Since that's going to apply to everybody, I will also do, when everybody comes in, Artemisia is going to do a little bit of a job description thing. So anybody who's waiting, this is something you might pay attention to. If you're the kind of interviewee who's like, oh, I should speak to the job description. So the job description that Artemisia gives you is that it was described as an accountant, but what we need is, here at Briar House, we have certain expenses. We don't pay rent, but there are some serious repairs that we're going to need to take care of soon. And we have income, rather uneven, from various different people. And so what we need is a person to take in that income and reflect it back out to our expenses and keep track of those expenses and keep track of the income and basically to make sure it's all fair. Because if one person is doing the money for everybody else, then they have to be the bad guy and they have to hound everybody when they're late. So what we need is some sort of manager who can just, on a very professional basis, take care of that sort of thing for us.
So it's like, have you ever been hired for a job and you have a job description, but actually secretly it's like 2 or 3 jobs and there's like responsibilities that are beyond just the title? Yeah. We have one of those.
And duties as needed, yeah.
Yeah. Trevor, are you there?
I am there.
Aha!
Hi.
I recognize that voice.
Hello.
So, would you tell us your
hello.
character's name and then how you enter the room?
I'll give you the description first. So you see coming through the door these flowing red, majestic, magical robes, a large pointed red wizard hat, a staff of fire in the hand of a just average height goblin who's all kind of hanging loosely off of. He pokes his head up from under the hat and goes, "Hi, I'm Garlok."
Oh,
And then
hi,
he
Garlok.
Then he walks over to the complete wrong chair across the room and sits down.
Garlok, would you perhaps you could come over here. Sit right here. Artemisia will gesture to the.
There's
help
water
yourself
there.
to the yes. Help yourself.
I haven't had that.
Free
in a while.
water.
And he just starts downing it.
It's complimentary.
Oh.
It comes from our fine river, and we filtered out all the Quilzarn residue, so that's good.
It's better than I've had recently. I just had salt water. It doesn't taste great, but I guess it does the job.
So tell us, Garlok, what have you done before that has to do with money? What's your experience?
I ran a tavern.
Oh,
Ooh.
It wasn't my choice, but I did it.
Did you do it really well?
did it make a profit?
I only lit one room on fire once.
Well, that's better than I think probably most of the irregulars at this
Yeah.
point. So...
You're safer than the rest of us.
I mean, that's a better track record than the last team.
Garlok says, he goes, yeah, it was pretty fine. Mainly the ghost behind the bar handled everything. I just had to pick up the owlbear poop and make sure the 3 kids living there didn't kill themselves.
Oh, was this bar in Waterdeep by any chance?
It was! Do you know Fine Spirits?
I do. I've heard of it. I heard of it.
Yeah, that's because of me. Not the Golden Pals. They're not there a lot.
So
You said
Oh, go ahead.
there was a ghost?
Oh, yeah. His name's, well, we called him Phil, but his actual name was Leaf. He didn't really like it, but he just went along with it. Yeah, Phil. Yeah, he liked pouring drinks, so we let him pour drinks.
Oh, well, that's good because Briar House has a ghost, and anyone we hired would need to get along with him.
I can do that. As long as they don't cover me in ectoplasm every morning, then we're fine.
I mean, that would be Roomba, but
Not without consent, for sure.
So Garlok, I really want to know about your staff. How'd you get such a large staff?
Well, I was in the mine, and this magical entity told me that for rescuing her, well, it was kind of my friends that did it, but I was there, and they rewarded me with this staff of fire, but it's kind of been broken the last few weeks. And he points it at the table, and he does a little thing with it, and some posies pop out of the wood. Because it doesn't really make the fire anymore.
Artemisia sits back down. Those are pretty posies.
Hey, you won her over. Well, it sounds like, from your comments about the saltwater and stuff, it sounds like you've had a bit of a rough time recently. So I just want to, we obviously, our position would offer free health care, of course. As a cleric, I can offer you free health plan and curse removal at will. And I've heard some folks asking for a 401k, though I don't know why you'd want the 401 kobolds, but, we can see what we can range. But what is it that you find valuable? What was it that you would expect in terms of compensation? What would you find that would meet your needs?
Onions.
Onions?
Oh, we could pay you an
Interesting.
onion.
Yeah, that would be cool. I love onions. He kind of starts doing this little hand thing like he's Mr. Burns. Just excellent.
And say someone came up to you and asked you to alter a few lines in the accounting ledger. What would you do?
I would look at them and I would say, I don't know how to write, so you can do it yourself.
Wait, okay. I want you to make a bluff check now to show us how good, or not bluff, deception. Show us how convincing you are.
I should have D&D Beyond open. I have dice, but Oh, it's not great. I think that's a 9.
I think it'd be a good quick follow-up question. So, can you read?
And beat Artemisia to it.
Were you lying?
It's just sometimes, getting the quill to do the right thing. And then sometimes I just get upset and then it lights on fire.
As a writer, I fully sympathize. So you want onions? Do you want? Are these magical onions? What is the story of your obsession with onions?
Well, it all started a long time ago when I was a little goblin and I had an onion and I loved it. The end.
Did you name this
like,
onion?
"Oh, I'm gonna have to cut him off here," but okay,
Oh,
okay,
no,
That was a
that's a good length
beautiful
of anecdote.
story.
What was the brought a tear to my eyes?
It had a beginning, a middle, and
Just
an
like
end.
just like an onion, it brought tears to my eyes. Did you name your wee onion?
No, it didn't last long enough.
Oh, all right.
So Garlok, leaving onions aside, and I agree that's a fair compensation. I would be happy to arrange to pay you in onions. That is quite cheap. Why should we hire you and not somebody else? What's your special skill?
Ooh.
I am really good at being a friend.
I like that.
Oh,
My-
you just won the stong over.
And my friends haven't been around in a while, so I've been wandering around trying to find something to do.
I
I mean, I
have,
can sympathize with that.
we can give you
Aw.
something to do.
Aye.
He will also say, it's like, and I also like telling people what to do, and if it's with money, that's the same thing, I guess. I just, instead of telling you to get drinks, I tell you don't buy that.
Aye, that would be helpful at times. I do, especially if I'm about to have many drinks. I probably could use someone to tell me, don't do that.
I have
So,
one.
some of us don't need any advice. We just need
Of
to.
course. No.
Yeah, don't give advice.
And
to
yet
the
you
boss.
need an accountant.
I have one last question for Garlok. Garlok. So Stong leans over to the table and he like gets down, at your level. He looks you eye to eye. He says, "Garlok, what are your dump stats?"
I don't know.
You have no dump stats. They're all high. That's amazing.
No, definitely not that.
They're all dump
Shay writes
stats.
down int.
Okay.
I don't know.
Stong roll for perception. Or is it what is it? Perception or intuition?
Oh, insight.
Insight.
Okay,
Insight. That's what I was trying
I
to think.
roll an insight. This is like
Well, he-
PvP job interviewing right here.
While he does that, Garlok will add, I one day I wasn't good at stuff, then the next day my hands glowed, and then the next day I lit things on fire. So I'm a wizard. That I don't know what dumb stats are.
So that is a total of an 8. So Stong thinks you have no dump stats. You are amazing. We should hire him, guys. We should just say yes right now. Sorry to everybody in the waiting room. My bad.
What is your
Well,
weakness? I care
yeah,
too much.
What is your weakness? Anything that kills me.
We wouldn't want to disappoint anybody else who's answering our advertisement. Stop.
Yes.
So.
There were some cool people in there too. Yeah, you should talk to them.
Yeah, speaking of which, I think, we'll probably get to the next person right about now. So Garlok, if we wanted to get in touch with you, where can we find you in the future?
Probably just out front in the gutter. Just walk outside and yell Garlok. I'll find you.
Okay.
Don't send us, we'll send you.
And Trevor, where would we find Trevor if we wanted to
Yeah.
find Trevor?
You can find me on Twitter at TheTreavor. There is an A hiding in there in the numerous podcasts that I do, two of which is with Aaron M. Evans, who is familiar with the show.
Oh, excellent. Okay, so I'm going to move you back to the waiting room, and then I'm going to pull in Seldarine 801.
Sounds
Thanks
good.
for coming,
Thanks
Trevor.
for having me on.
Thank you.
Thank you. Oh, it was a nice little chap. I thought.
I was a little worried by how eager he was to test whether his staff would destroy things.
I mean, I feel like reading's a prerequisite.
Test whether.
Well, numbers aren't words, though, right? Like Rogar says with his 9 intelligence. So even if he can't read, he can still do numbers, right?
Strange audio
Sorry, I
there.
had to
Sorry.
update everything.
I
Okay.
heard my own voice. That's never good.
Okay. So
Echoey in
Seldarine.
here.
Yeah. Seldarine, are you ready?
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yay! Hello.
Seldarine, are you ready? Oh, we're getting a little bit of a loop feedback.
You might turn the volume off. If you're streaming it, turn off the volume.
Yeah, mute the stream. Thank you.
Is that better?
Yeah.
Much,
Okay.
yes. So please tell us, give us a physical description of your character, and then describe for us how you enter the room.
All right, so I enter the room with a saunter, acting like I own the place. I have long, flowing white hair behind me. My eyes are gold. I am quite handsome. In fact, many would call me beautiful. Artemisia will notice that I am also quite fashionable, with elegant robes and high boots. I am a tall male. Somewhat elven in appearance, but I'm not an elf, nor am I related to elves. As I enter the room, I give a flourishing bow and a smile, though it's really more of a smirk. And as I straighten, I look at you all and say, "Well met," as they say in this land of Faerun. I'm Shri from Lesfen, which is a realm in Celestia, though please do not get me confused with angels. Angels are only a type of celestial. I also am exuding power, both magical, which, by the way, I'm toning down for the sake of this interview, and
This is
just
amazing.
overall confidence.
Real quick, how do you spell Shuri?
Shri, S-H-R-I.
S-H-R-I, thank you. Whoa. Stong's
Well,
going to
so
look at Artemisia and then look at Shri, and then he's gonna look at Artemisia's reaction, how stunned are you right now?
oh boy, Artemisia, she sits up straighter when he comes in, and she sort of makes sure her hair is okay, and then she sort of makes sure her bodice is sitting properly, and then she sort of is vibrating a little bit because she's like, "Oh, I want to look my best. Oh, I was just in regular clothes for this interview," which is very fashionable, but so she's too busy sort of and you're wow to say anything. So somebody else is gonna have to ask the first question.
Whoa.
All right. Wow. Wow.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
He just arches a brow at you, waiting for your questions.
Well, I was curious. Just as a general curiosity, if you're a celestial, do you worship deities, or are you a deity?
He kind of titters. I'm not a deity, nor do I serve any particular deity. You see, Celestia is a vast realm, and there are gods, but we don't all answer to them. Lesfen certainly don't. But I do hold a certain respect for them, and if one did command me to do something, well, it would depend, but I'd think about it.
Well, I like that it would depend. If Abathor ever asked you to do anything, that ball bag, you should totally ignore him. He's a greedy little dwarf. Anyway, so okay. Also, go ahead.
What you want us to hire you? You want to work for us?
Well, you see, I find the realm of mortals kind of interesting, and Faerun is different than El Asheza, which is the mortal plane I am most familiar with. And I heard you were in need of this accountant, and let me assure you, I hold people accountable.
Wow, that's
Can
amazing.
you give an example of the last time you held someone accountable?
When have I not? Well, let's see. A rather memorable incident is some goblins got a hold of my cloak. It was a very fine cloak, and I did not appreciate them taking that cloak, and so I smited them.
Oh, smite.
We could definitely use someone who could smite around here.
Certainly.
And then Stong will
certainly.
think about Shiny for just a brief moment and sigh.
I'll note that Shay is probably sitting in her chair about the way she's sitting in that chair in her art. So not the proper way. And she'll go, if you were to serve in this capacity, I believe this would be a very important question. What's the proper application and antidote for slarkfish venom?
Slarkfish venom, oh my. I'm not familiar with slarkfish venom. We do not have it in my realm. But probably... Slarkfish venom.
Shay, what, why?
Why are you asking her about slarkfish venom?
Yeah, why? What's that?
Do we need
You're
to...
an important individual. Someone is bound to try to poison you.
Oh my, good luck, I'm celestial.
Very nice. And as a dwarf, I'm very resistant to poison too. I gave her like a little fist bump.
Shri's male.
Oh, sorry, him. A little fist bump.
So I have a question for you. Hypothetically, and then Stong's gonna like glance at Artemisia. Hypothetically, would you say that you are currently single and not attached to anybody in a long-term serious manner? And how do you feel about pretty well, very fashionable half-elves?
Shay will slowly pivot her head towards Stong. Just like...
Stong will
be like, oh no, oh
Stong
no.
will give Shay like this like bird flapping motion. I'm being a wingman.
He kind of glances towards Artemisia and gives that smirk again and says, fortunately, I am rather taken. But that doesn't mean that I'm not willing to flirt. Kind of looks at Artemisia and gives her a wink. And another bow.
She'll nod her head in acknowledgement. Flirtation is fun, but she's not gonna help anybody to cheat on anybody else. That's pretty clear.
That's good, because then she can't be seduced into, like, stealing our money or something like that. So that's good. That's a positive in my book. So since you're a celestial, let's say, I don't know, your employer, one of us, came to you with a request to fund an evil enterprise, and it becomes clear to you they've been possessed by some evil force, say a book, or possibly a book, or possibly a book, or or a certain witch's ball bag father, or I don't know. Just, they've clearly been possessed by evil or being controlled. How would you handle that situation? They're your employer, yet they're asking you to do something evil.
Should I be worried about a cursed book in your possession?
Yes.
Not anymore.
We took care of that.
Yes.
All right, so purely
Weren't there more
hypothetically.
of those?
Always more cursed books.
Always more.
Thanks for the sub, Gaarawarr.
Someone's been possessed, you say. Well, I am not an angel, so I cannot exorcise evil souls, but I do know those who can. So I would take this possessed person to the proper celestial and have them banish the demon. I do have a lot of experiences with demons, trust me. Oh my god, they're rampant on Elisheza.
It's a useful skill.
I always thought so.
What is your greatest strength?
Myself.
I answer the same way. I like that.
All of me.
I imagine a flourish as he says that.
Yes.
I have to respect that answer.
He kind of just gestures to himself, head to toe. Myself.
Do you like dogs? Do you like dogs? Not wolves, dogs.
Dogs.
Do you like dogs?
Yes.
That's good. There are some around that you
Kind
might
of looks
run into.
around, waiting for the dog to appear. Kind of like, where's the puppy?
Do you like wee pet gelatinous cubes?
These cubes, are those little square things that squish?
Oh, aye, they're squishy.
But don't squish them until they like burst. That's bad.
They look like lime jello, and don't eat them though.
Yeah, I wouldn't want them to burst. That would get all over my new clothes.
Exactly.
We are one of a kind. Kind of sort of mimes blowing you a kiss.
Oh.
Whoa.
So before it gets any like hotter with the flirting, Stong is going to like look at Artemisia and he's gonna say, "Do we have any more questions?"
we should probably ask something about money.
Oh yeah, payment.
What do you feel is a fair salary for your efforts?
Oh, I'm not really necessarily in need of money, but I am always open to magical items or books, cursed or otherwise.
Have you met Sturge?
Long-nosed fellow.
You would be in competition for any such items, unfortunately. I assume you would not like to be paid in onions. That was what our last candidate suggested.
Absolutely not.
Possibly magical onions.
Can you beat the offer of onions? 1 onion a month? Can we pay you half an onion a month?
If you're paying me in onions, then we will have to renegotiate.
I think that's fair. What does a celestial need? Do you? We went to like this other plane that was all silver and sea-ish, and we didn't get hungry or tired. Is that like? Do you get hungry and tired? Do you need anything when you're a celestial?
I do not need to eat. However, I enjoy the pleasures of eating, if that makes sense.
Oh my god.
I don't need it for sustenance.
What if we paid you in displacer beast cheese?
I prefer magical
delicacy.
items.
Okay, all right. It was worth a shot.
When he said the word pleasure, did he like enunciate it, and did Artemisia have a reaction?
Well, she's already blushing about as much as she can, so her scales kind of hide it a little bit.
Okay, well, Shri, if we wanted to get in touch with you later on, where can we find you?
Just summon me and I will come. When I'm not breaking the fourth wall, you can also find me in Alsheza, which my alter ego, me, Kendra, wrote. My books are on Amazon. Rising Star and Falling Star. Search for Kendra Lawrence. If you want to read more about Shri and his antics, that's where you can find them.
Do you want to link that in chat? In the Twitch chat? Feel free.
Sure.
And thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I'm going to move you back to the waiting room.
Okay.
And now, OboeLauren, we are going to move you down into the interview room in a moment. But what are our notes about Shri?
Solid prospect.
Kind of a lot of temptation. I don't know.
Is that good or bad?
He said he was taken.
That's bad.
He likes dogs.
Yeah,
That's
I didn't dare like test him to see if he liked a particular wolf. I don't want to do that just for a stranger. So I don't know. I mean, I'll let you guys decide.
Rogar feels he would be a great temptation for Rogar as well. He's a celestial and very beautiful, and Rowan's being a real right bastard these last days. So
Right.
it might be dangerous. I don't know.
I'm going to pull Lauren in now. Let's see. Lauren, are you there?
I am. Oh, hi.
Hello. Would you like to physically describe yourself and then how you enter the room?
Sure. So the door creaks open, and hesitantly, a 7-foot-tall gold dragonborn comes walking on in, kind of curiously looking around. She is wearing some heavier scale mail armor, pretty worn and beat up with some purple accents underneath, and has a bag over her side that seems to be bulging. And at her other side, clipped to her belt, there's a little book. It looks like a kind of a traveler's notebook, but it's red and it's got an embossed phoenix on it. And all of that is kind of normal. What you notice, however, is that as she comes out from behind the door and walks on in, she has a long tail and massive wings that kind of make her walk a little awkwardly. And she walks into the room looking at you all and says, "Oh, I guess I'm in the right spot, huh? Hi.
Oh, hello. Welcome.
Hi.
Please come over
another-
and have a seat.
Okay."
And we
And
have
she walks on over and pulls the chair sideways so that she can sit in it with her wings and tail.
Please have some complimentary water. Complimentary means it's free.
Oh, okay, that's good, because I thought you meant it was going to compliment me, which wouldn't be the weirdest water I've had. Okay, thanks.
I ran into insulting water once. That was an experience.
Yeah, usually you're drowning at that point, and that's a bad thing.
So, tell us your full name and like a little bit about yourself. Like, where are you from?
Okay, hi. So my name is Orkira Ildrex. I'm originally from the Nintervale, but I haven't lived there in a very, very long time. I'm kind of a nomad. Currently, you can find an address for me on a floating city called Storm Herald, but pretty much I only stay there a couple days before I get pulled off to go do other things.
You're interested in working for us temporarily, or do you see yourself as taking this as a long-term career?
Oh, either. So I have a lot of friends who need a lot of help, and occasionally they need money. And so I thought if I got a job, that would help, because I can do a lot of things, but I don't really have a lot of cash.
Oh, money. Funny you say that. What will your salary requirements be, and how do you feel about onions?
I'm not sure how much a decent pay here is, so just whatever. Gold, dragons, platinum, whatever. I'm kind of open to negotiations there. Onions, I mean, I like them. I haven't had one in a while, though. I mean, is that complimentary like the water?
I think we could arrange for some complimentary onions, but we would give you a proper salary in gold, most likely.
Oh, that'd be good. Yeah, that's really, I mean, I like helping people, but my friends need the money right now more than the help. So, yeah, I got a couple wizard friends who can't do much without a lot of gold. It's really kind of disappointing, you know? They can't just talk to somebody and get their spells.
How much money do they need, and why? You know, what's the dire situation?
No, it's not that it's dire. It's just, so Alindra's at a level in where her spells are really expensive. I guess it's not the spells. I guess it's like the book and the pen and the ink. She explained it to me once, and I didn't really understand, because I just pray in the morning and the Phoenix gives me all my spells and doesn't charge me anything, because that'd be weird, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't get why you get charged for spells, but she does, so I'm trying to help.
Yeah,
Oh, fellow
Rogar.
cleric. Hey,
Yeah, your deity
tell me
doesn't
about
charge
the
you
Phoenix.
for spells, right?
no.
Mine doesn't either.
Who's the Phoenix?
Oh, so that's my god. That's who I pray to. It's the big primordial. You can usually find them on the plane of fire. And she taps the book at her side.
So there you go. What does the Phoenix lead you to do in this world? Is it just to set fires, or?
I mean, fire's fun. I'm not gonna lie, but no, the Phoenix is all about resurrection and renewal and destruction and the destroying of worlds.
Oh, I was right with you right to the end there.
I mean, in fairness, we've only destroyed a couple of worlds, and most of them were filled with undead. But it's mostly the resurrection and the renewal and all that stuff. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's good. That's good. We just recently had a resurrection here, but you know.
Congratulations, and I'm sorry.
Thank you.
What are your thoughts on vampires?
So complicated. In general, bad, real bad. Don't like them. But I've got a friend who's a Dhampir, and I guess they're like light vampires or something. I don't know. She can go out in the sun, and she doesn't try to steal people's souls and things. So, no, not really a fan though of vampires in general.
Good.
That's fair.
Her book has reminded Artemisia. So Artemisia, next to her place on the couch, has what looks like a ledger, and so she gets it out and she opens it up and holds it out, and it's pretty messy, but it's clearly something to do with the expenses. And so she says, based on this ledger, can you tell who we owe money to? So if you want to roll investigation.
So I'll say, as I roll this, from across the room, Orkira can very clearly read everything that's on there. Like, she doesn't even squint.
Huh?
However, with rolling a natural 1, she gets a 0 on her investigation and thus says, you owe money to the person who taught you how to write in cursive, I guess.
They owe her money.
Yeah.
No, my stepmother just extracts guilt at every visit.
Oh yeah, moms are really good at that, basically all family members are good at that. Yeah, my Bubby and Zadie were all really good at lots of guilt. Yeah.
Orkira, how would your buddies or your other party members describe you?
On a good day, I'd like to think that I'm thoughtful and kind and supportive. And then on a bad day, I'm filled with anxiety and the inability to think that anything is going to go well.
Mood.
I mean, in fairness, I'm usually right. In fairness, I'm usually right. Like, when things go wrong, it's usually, I know. I mean, that's what I do, is I look out for my friends. I keep them alive and safe and all of that. And so it's kind of my job to look out for danger. And then they go rushing off into it.
We could
Rogar's
really
getting,
use that in an accountant.
Rogar's getting like jiggly enemy eyes as he's like, I think I found like a real friend. You're like someone who can really understand me.
Oh.
But he's trying to keep it cool. As you know, we're interviewing for an accountant, not a friend. So.
I have a 20 passive insight. Can I tell?
Oh,
Or Kira may have taken the observant feat for reasons. So she may not understand everything going on in your ledger, but she can see it all.
You just see this deep, like, total, like, I am right there with everything that you're saying. Like, oh, I so empathize.
Right?
Well,
right.
and Artemisia, you definitely haven't ruled yourself out, because perhaps she's not sure either about this ledger, so you're still in the running. That's what your perception would probably tell you.
Yeah.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah. I mean, I really want to just help, and I figured I'm not necessarily like a numbers person, but I look out for my friends and make sure they're not getting into trouble, and so I can look out for my friends' numbers, make sure the numbers aren't getting into trouble, right? I mean, numbers have got to be easier than people.
Speaking of easy or hard, would you rather fight 100 imp-sized Tarrasques or 1 Tarrasque-sized imp?
I guess I'd rather do the Tarrasque-sized imp, because, I mean, first off, like, one thing at a time. Like, focusing on one thing at a time is really good. So if you only have one thing to focus on, that's really good. Also, if it's an imp, that means it's a fiend, and I got a lot of fire, but I also have a lot of radiant stuff, so I can do stuff to fiends. I haven't had to fight a Tarrasque before, and I think a bunch of little ones, that'd be kind of like being attacked by chickens, which is bad. Have you ever been attacked by a chicken? It's bad.
Dude, they scare me.
As well they should. They're tiny, tiny little raptors of death, and then they make you feel bad when you kick them after they've attacked you. So they're both deadly and make you full of guilt.
I mean, they're angry birds. They're just looking for a reason.
Exactly. The angriest of birds.
How would you handle if a local merchant or landowner, say, came to you with a claim for alleged damages done to their property by the Westgate Irregulars, like, say, a collapsed city block, or a collapsed Famos Tower, or a collapsed temple of Timora, or, you know, half of burned city? Like, if someone came to you and said, the Westgate Irregulars owe us this money, how would you handle that?
Well, I have mending. Does that help?
We could use a lot of that around here.
Aye, we could.
Okay. I mean, a whole city
Don't
block
forget-
might, take a while, but I'm persistent.
And mending relationships is important too, right? Like mending hearts and.
Oh yeah, I can do that too. I've got cure wounds.
Excellent.
Oh, I didn't know that there's this much spellcasting and accounting.
I feel there may be.
Spellcasting and everything.
There may be a few outstanding issues with crashing a tower into the city of Gloomrot. Don't ask.
I mean, you say that, and now I kind of want to ask, but I mean, you're all in charge, so I'll respect that.
Well, if the others have covered their questions, we may need to move on to the next candidate. So if we want to get in touch with you, where would we find you?
Oh, so I'm usually in 2 different places. You can find me, as I said, on Storm Herald with my friends. They're the Heroes of the Plains. That's on Tuesdays, and then on Sundays you can find me actually right here in Faerun with my friends, the BFGs. Last I was with them, we were in Daggerford. I mean, speaking of vampires, there are so many vampires, all the vampires. Anyway, you can find them. They call themselves the BFGs, but sometimes they're the D4 crew. So you can find me in both of those places. I do a lot of planes hopping.
What does BFG stand for?
I can't tell you because I'm not supposed to. Also, I tend to forget, but don't tell Harold because he thinks I know, and I've just forgotten.
Well, thank you for answering that extra question. What is your deepest secret that you don't want anyone to know? I will move you back to the waiting room now, and in a moment, we will pull in Carnisideshow. Yeah, thank you, Lauren. Thank you for being here. But yeah, what did we think of Orkira?
I mean, I like her. She doesn't seem like she knows a lot about numbers, but neither do we. So she seems like
she's really motivated because she really needs money.
Yeah, exactly.
I was going to ask, do you even know who you owe money to?
That would be telling.
Plus, I feel like, you know, I get the sense that, like, she'd do the job for a little while, but then have to move on, and that might be perfect. Like, she could get our books in order and everything, and then we could, like, bring on someone who is maybe more affordable. But also, I just, like, you know, I thought it would be nice to have her around, and, you know, more people to you know, fight the evils and the undead, which we can certainly use in Westgate. I'm just a little concerned about the whole ending of worlds thing. Destroyer of worlds, but you know,
yeah,
everyone's got their thing, right? So destroying worlds, I'm sure.
And you know, having another cleric around, not a bad thing.
Not at all. I've often wished I could split myself in 2. So,
okay, I'm going to pull in Carnisideshow now. Hello, are you there?
Yeah. Hello. Hi.
Hello there. Could you please physically describe your character and then how you enter the room?
Sure. So, as the door opens up, you probably hear a laughter like, "Ha! Yes, exactly," as he's talking to somebody coming into the room. And as he enters, you see a tall elven man, very fair, with blonde hair down to pretty long. He's wearing nice, fine clothes, purple with silver trim. However, he's starting to look a little bit worn. As he comes into the room, he kind of looks around with a smile on his face and goes a little bit blank, confused, and then like kind of shrugs it off and like, "Oh, hi, hello there. How are you?"
Oh, we're doing great.
hello.
Thanks.
Quite well.
Is this is the right place, right?
Yes.
For the interview, for the accountant position.
Yes.
Could you please tell us your name and then where you're from? And then please enjoy some of this complimentary water.
Oh, this is the free drinks they were talking about. Perfect. Great. And
That's
as
how
he's
we
carrying
lure
the,
you in.
he comes in with a box, kind of pretty large, kind of sets it on the floor and starts pouring himself a drink. He's like, "You can call me Arne Adan."
Hi, Arne.
What's the box?
Oh, I think that's for another gig. It's my accordion. I'm sorry.
Uh-oh.
So, do you have any experience
Oh,
working with
accordion.
accounting
remember that.
and numbers?
Yes, of course. I mean, I love money.
Many people do. Can you give us an example of your most recent encounter with money, like in which you maybe help someone out with their money?
Oh, helping people with money. I mean, I did give the bartender a lot of gold for the drink that I purchased the other night. Does that count?
Sure. You tip well. That's very generous of you.
Yeah, so you like to give out money, but what about counting it?
Counting? Well, I've never really been great at counting. I just always seem to have money, you see. So it's not really a thing I worry about too much, but I can count.
Does that mean that you might give us money to be our accountant?
Oh, is it one of those gigs? Or am I paying for recognition?
Yeah.
Just exploring the
Experience.
options.
You could intern as our accountant for
Note
a
to
small
self.
fee.
A work study.
I mean-
Vanity Press.
If I have to, I can. Is it cheap? I'm really just looking for. I heard this is networking and maybe a place to stay.
Yes.
Absolutely. Have you heard of the famous songs of Stong McGuck?
Certainly, of course.
Whoa, what's your favorite?
The one that he plays all the time, of course.
Of course.
Yes.
Also
excellent.
my
Good answer, good
favorite.
answer.
Yeah, me too.
Good answer. Good answer.
Artemisia has a question. She'll show Song how it's done. So you say you need a place to stay. Would you perhaps have a family or a partner that you would need to have stay as well, or would you say that you're more unconnected at the moment?
Very much unconnected. In fact, as much as I love my family, I try to stay very far away from them.
I feel like he
Smart.
should roll like an insight to see, like, are you flirting with him?
He can if he wants.
That is, only an 8, so.
Oh, okay. That's about what I usually roll when someone's flirting with me. So in real life.
Yeah, I have a
I mean,
passive like 6.
Artemisia is very well dressed and she's smiling. I mean, maybe it's just a professional smile.
I mean, at this point, he'll probably just start trying to flirt with everybody here as well. So he's kind of giving everybody a wink on the sly. He's like,
Oh,
and hello there, hi.
Rogar blushes. All right.
No.
Well, so if are you a bard as well?
Oh yes, mostly yes. That's my main form of occupation, I guess you could say.
Oh, well, our bard Stong, he spends about half his time polymorphed into like animals, like giant apes and mammoths and other creatures. So as our accountant, would you say that he could be claimed as a pet rather than a resident for tax purposes if he is polymorphed as an animal more than half the time? And as a follow-up question, if you polymorph into a creature, what is your favorite and why?
Oh, these are both very interesting questions. I've never had an interview quite like this. First, I would say, of course, definitely. I mean, would you even have to claim a bard? He's entertainment, right? It's more of a expense than it is anything else.
Ooh,
also,
good answer.
I really love kangaroos. Just always had some kind of fascination with them.
I thought those were mythical, like zebras.
Yeah, I did too.
Those
I've done a
animals
lot of
that eat the pineapple, don't they? Because I thought pineapple was mythical too. But...
Never heard of that. Is that a thing?
It's something you eat, I believe. It's like an apple, but it's different.
Makes the best drinks. Shay knows how to make a killer pineapple. I can't remember.
It is quite good.
Sorry, so is this like a full-time kind of thing, or would you say there's a little bit of wiggle room to not work?
We
if you
work all the
balance
time.
the books, then you would have lots of free time. So I would say that it depends on how quickly you balance our books.
Oh, I mean, I could probably do it now. How long do you think it'll take?
Wow.
Well, she'll pull out the ledger and hand it over, see what he makes of it.
What would we have him roll to see if he does this or not? Would it be like a knowledge?
Investigation was, or that's what I was thinking, because you kind of got to put it together.
Yeah, I think that fits.
So that's a natural 20.
Oh my god!
He's the one. Of course, we got to keep him rolling like that.
Yeah, I mean, they look balanced already. I mean, what is balance anyway? If,
Right.
life balance, work balance.
Oh my god,
mean-
you did it.
The books, like, it's not quite as bad as it seems. They do have a fair number of sources of income. They have a lot of expenses. But once you like total it all out, they're mostly above water right now. So the 20 will let you know that.
Perfect. I mean, if you need a little bit of help making them a little low under the water, I can do that as well. Just letting you know.
Okay, Arne, I'm gonna take a little bit of a different track. What's the greatest gift you've ever given someone?
I mean, except for beside my presence, I would probably say the gift of music, inspiration, the gift of just love, I tried it. That's mainly what I tried to do with my life, is spread love. You could call me kind of an influencer. I travel around a lot, and I just let people know that life is a great thing to have.
I feel like he just hit all of us at the same time. That was great.
On that
Same
note,
answer.
to your knowledge, have you ever had any dealings with the Fire Knives, Night Masks, Nine Golden Swords, Zentrim, or any other local criminal organizations?
I mean, not that I can talk about, but I'll just say that I'm familiar.
Understood.
Like when I get a job, I mean, if you're getting paid, you don't really ask questions. Kind of like this job, you just kind of take it as it comes.
Mhm. Yeah, getting paid for a job. Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right. I forgot. Well, I mean, room and board is fine too. I'm pretty okay for money.
So if we did let you live here, do you have any great arch enemies that might possibly come and attack the house trying to get to you?
Yeah, we don't need any more of those.
I mean, I wouldn't say enemies per se. You might get a visit from the kingdom of Luthelspar, but that's a small thing. I mean, it's fine. Don't worry about it.
The entire kingdom? I don't know if they'd fit in the house.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, exactly, right? So shouldn't be a problem.
Uh-huh.
Shay writes down possible jilted lover problem.
So we also have somebody who wishes to request a song of you, since you are a bard. And you also probably know this person because their name is Satana. They want you to sing on stream.
What? Okay. I guess she's asking for the song from the campaign.
Whatever you want.
This song is about her character. So let me see if I remember it.
She's also his wife, FYI.
That's right. That's why she's doing this to me live. Let me see if I remember. So, there was a lonely dragonborn, his name was Connie Blue. He stuck his head inside a ball 'cause voices told him to. And then along came Water Girl, so innocent and sweet, but not the brightest candle flame, so on the day they meet, she said to Connie, "Hey, why is your head stuck inside there?" Then she filled it up with water and poor Connie ran out of air. Oh, Dragonborn and Water Girl, they may share the same hue, but more importantly, you see, they share the same IQ.
Nice! Love it! That was amazing.
Amazing.
Rogar says, so are you attached to anyone?
Oh, definitely not. No. I mean,
Artemisia already asked Rogar.
Shay falls out of her
He's got a
chair.
priority, man.
Oh, I was just lost in his,
Stone's just nodding nonstop.
Though I guess perhaps at this point, having had that wonderful song, we should discuss amongst ourselves.
Yeah.
Aye.
So, if we wish to find you later on, where can we and how?
Aye, where can we
hello?
find you?
know.
Carnisideshow?
Yeah.
Arne?
yes.
If we wish to find you later on, where can we find you? Or how?
Yes, find me at Carney Sideshow. Sorry, I think the audio got crossed over. I was listening to something else. I don't know how or why. Sorry, guys.
Oh, no worries.
So yes, Carney Sideshow Twitch channel, and that's it.
Awesome. Yeah, feel free to put that link in the Twitch chat, just to make it easier for people. And thank you so much for coming. I'm going to put you back into the waiting room.
Thank you. Okay.
And then we're going to talk about you. Okay. So what did we think about Arne?
He's got a voice.
Yeah.
He's very good. I mean, maybe we should have him instead go around to your taverns and stuff. Song, someone to sing with you.
Yeah.
You could start a band.
Yeah. And we could cover more ground. And he could help make us even more money. So he would pay us to be our accountant, and he would earn us money as a bard.
Well, I don't think we should have him pay us, but we could maybe pay him in room and board, and then he keeps the money that he makes at shows with you, and then everybody wins.
Yeah, that's good too. Okay, are we ready?
I was gonna say, I've always had great respect for accordion players because they have very dexterous fingers, and then also they're always, it's like pumping a bellows, which reminds me of home, and there's forages at home. But anyway, so an accordion player is awesome in my book.
So, are we ready for the next guest? This will be a fun one.
Hello.
Kaylenedell, you are up next. But right now, hello, Ed Greenwood.
Hello.
Would you like to? Hi. Would you like to physically describe your character and then how you enter the room? Do you need a description of the parlor?
No. Elminster Shadowdale is happy to be anywhere. Picture a tall, gaunt, old man with a white, long beard and graying white hair and a twinkle in his blue eyes and well-worn, simple robes, and a pipe, a meerschaum pipe, is floating along, smoking gently with little sparks coming out of it in front of his lips, but not actually in his mouth. And he sort of strolls into the room, looks around at everyone, and says, "Well met."
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Please come have a seat. Enjoy the complimentary water. What is your name? And tell us a little bit about where you're from.
I'm from Toril. My name is Elminster of Shatterdale. I'm a humble wizard, servant of Mistra. I reside in a little tower and am very rarely at home.
Oh,
Whoa.
Elminster, huh? I've heard that name a lot.
What
That'll be a
Oh dear.
brings you to wish to try out for this job?
Well, I've always wanted to learn to count. So an accountant sounds like just the job, and I haven't lost any fingers yet, so it seems like I'm just ripe for it.
Yeah, and we would pay you to learn the job, so you're learning and getting paid, so that's really smart.
Oh, someone's going to pay me money? That's a change.
Oh, no.
4,000 years on this misbegotten planet, and I haven't seen a single gold coin. I'm sorry. I don't know what I do, aside from eat it. It would probably keep me very regular if I did that, but I can't imagine. Yes, well, sorry, I'm just open to new experiences, said the actress to the bishop.
You're a servant of Mistra then. How's she doing these days?
No, as sleek as ever. I mean, she's doing wonderfully and has everything well in hand, and we are well on our way to everyone on Toril being able to use whatever gift they were born with, so that there will be magic everywhere, magic in the hands of everyone, so there will be no more tyranny of rulers and archmages and liches and so on, because, you know, shoeshine boys and young ladies who are starting their own knitting thingies and so on can all hurl fireballs. It'll be fun. I mean,
I suppose if there's good fire insurance and right.
yes, and that's why I want the job of accountant. Insurance.
Insurance.
Well, it doesn't
Getting
sound
in on the
boring,
ground
that's
floor.
Sure.
Okay.
Yes, if you're starting an inferno, always get in on the ground floor. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Please.
Stong is going to gesture towards Artemisia, and he's going to say, hypothetically, how might you help your employer score a date with a super sweet, sexy babe that's a dragon elf? How'd you wingman for her?
That would depend. Do you need me to transform into the super sexy date? Because I can do that.
Oh.
Or I could just introduce you to one of my large circle of not too hungry dragons who could fake it for an evening. Or you see, staying alive for so long, one develops connections, and there are plenty of people who would like to have an evening with, you know, a charming person such as yourself. And depending on what you wanted to happen during the evening, you might even survive it.
Oh, Artemisia, maybe he could actually help you transform more into a dragon.
She seems a little like, oh, she hadn't even considered that. This is getting crazy. So she's gonna sort of default to one of her like more boring questions. Got to bring this down a little. We need more money for repairing this house. Where would you suggest that we make savings in our accounts?
Savings? There's no need to make savings when I can just show you where there are tens of thousands of gold pieces just lying there for the taking.
Take him up on it.
Yes. I know where all the tombs are. I know where all the skeletons are. And I know what closets they're in. And I know all of the dead kings who will never come back to haunt you for their gold.
Oh my god, I really wish I had some
That's
good lore
rather handy.
questions right now.
I mean, I think
Yeah,
you should
we
think
don't have to lure
large.
people on.
Oh my goodness! Just you see, here's the thing. Don't think small. Don't think about repairing your house. Think about buying the city.
Oh, I like this accountant.
And they turn to us to lead the city. That's the problem.
No. That's what you hire the accountant for. The accountant sits behind a desk and says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I can book you in about 6 years. They're terribly busy, but in the meantime, would you like this nice piece of cake?" See, that's what accountants do. They hand out cake,
That's
Oh,
very
and
clever.
somebody else pays for it down the road. That's the essence of accountancy.
So you would give us cake that we pay for ourselves? I like that. That's
Yes.
good.
Shay will kind of lean in and be like, "Can you introduce me to one of the seven sisters?"
Sure. Which one would you like? To be introduced to. My goodness. My goodness has nothing to do with it. Yes. Which of the seven sisters would you like to meet?
I'll
And
get back to you
I
on that.
warn you, I can be any of them for you for an evening. They usually give me that duty. They say, "Oh, Elminster, won't you entertain? I'm busy." But, if you'd like to spend an evening chatting about lore, yes, I can definitely direct you to any of the seven. 2 of them are on other planes at the moment, but we can still arrange something.
Shifting
so-
gears. Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say, so along the lines of helping us to deflect unwanted people and hide our money, I heard that the High Court in Waterdeep declared that corporations are people for tax purposes to help them hide their money. And if that's true, first of all, I think if you incorporate a non-humanoid creature, then the whole person should probably work on them, right? But more importantly, what tricks might you use to hide our money from theft or unfair taxation?
Well, that's very easy. There's one thing I recommend, and that's to take your gold pieces and melt them down
Okay.
and coat the walls of all of your rooms with a thin, smooth glister of gold, and then put wallpaper on top of it. And then whenever you need any, just knock a hole in the wall and take a piece. But in the meantime, as long as you don't tell everybody you're doing this and you don't use the same wallpaper, and I or any of the seven sisters can help you with that, and we can also help you with certain spells that Mister's given us that will deflect any attempts to detect gold. You will be able to have your house and spend it too.
We do like putting holes in the walls of our house. That's unfortunately true.
Or Briar House.
Poor Briar
Oh.
House.
Shay is
I
furiously
see.
taking notes.
So you are inferior desecrators, is that it? Very good. I like that.
So shifting gears a little bit, what advice would you give your past self?
Keep on with one Mistra and don't let them replace her. It's a lot more work seducing. I mean, returning to the same state of happy bliss with a new Mistra and showing her the ropes.
I
Not what
fully
you're thinking.
agree.
Okay, maybe what you're thinking.
I fully agree. This last time, when Shard pulled her little trick and, got Mr. killed, that really messed up the dwarves as well, the Rift Dwarves. And I have to say, is Mr. Ed, planning on doing something about Shard? Because she is such a pain. I think we can all agree, Shard sucks.
Shar is a tragic tale. And not particularly well. The problem, Shar is a sad case. Shar lost her child and it has changed her forever. And Mistra is working on that, but it might take a new universe to make Shara happy. One in which she does not lose her daughter, and one in which we do not have to put up with her. Leave that with me. That's a long-term goal. We think long range. That's the other reason I should be an accountant. You see, I will have plans within plans within plans.
Long-term investments. I like it.
Yes.
Yes. And you will be so busy having fun with the fruits of your labor that you won't have to worry about nest eggs and all of that stuff and people looking after you in your old age, because Mistress Servitors will come and look after all of you in your old age.
I like that. So do we
always have a succession plan?
Ooh. Do we have a
How do you
succession
feel about
plan?
onions?
Everybody should make a note.
Yes. Succession plan. You need little crowns. You need one of them that has a nice big spike in the middle of it. So if you don't want someone to succeed you, that's the crown you drive onto their head. You know, with a dwarven hammer.
Hi.
So do we have any more
You know,
questions?
the subtle way.
Do we have any more questions for Elminster? I mean, I'm sure we all do.
Does Elminster have any questions for us about the position, or?
Have you looked in the underwear drawer yet? No? Right.
I have not.
Do you know where the moon penguin of Boof is?
Ooh.
No, but I'm making a note. Moon
Yes.
Penguin of Boof.
Is that a statue?
Yes,
Statuette?
solve these little conundrums. Your lives could very well depend on it. Sorry.
Is the moon penguin a small statuette?
Yes, it is.
Because I just recently read a really old edition of the AD&D comic, and they mentioned the moon penguin.
Yes, and which
interesting.
goddess had it?
Was it? Oh, I don't think I read that far, but it basically just dusted somebody.
Okay, well, look for a lady who looks like the moon. And
okay.
when you're looking for the statue, look for a statue that when you push it over, it bobs back upright again. And you know, I have many other questions. You know, all to do with have you looked inside your soul, and do you have life plans, and do you think you'll get through any of the life plans in the few moments you have left to you? Or, you know, all of those questions that one asks every adventurer.
Stog's eyes are getting like really big. He's like, I need to
well,
think about
anyway.
this.
Yes. And think also, if I, as an accountant, or anyone else you hire for this position, makes you stacks and stacks of money, pots and pots of money, what will you do with it? You can't eat it, or you can, but it's not advisable. Just think about it. Would you like chocolate coins instead? I'm very good with chocolate.
I would vote for chocolate coins.
There you
Sounds
go.
like a great
Ruin your
making.
entire internal economy.
Okay, well, thank you for being here. If if we wanted to find you again, how could we find you, or where?
Well,
We ask everybody
Elminster,
this.
we seek him here, we seek him there. Elminster flits about, but the best way for mortals to get their hands on them is to descend upon my long-suffering scribe, Ed of the Greenwood, and he hangs out on Twitter at @TheEdverse, and he answers Realms Lore questions every day and writes doggerel, which is absolutely terrible, but it's designed to be fun and occasionally achieves that aims. And he's also writing a terrible novel, one the repartee by another on Twitter. You know, so because and he's also working on other game systems and so on, because he's a fool, a benighted fool, I tell you. But you know, I can't blame him for that, because so many people of your earth are benighted fools. Present company accepted, of course, because you were wise enough to offer a job of accountant to, you know, for 1,000-year-old archwizard.
Sounds like this Ed guy is in high demand.
Oh yes, he is. I have a small list here. And yes, I'll revive him in a minute.
Well, thank you for coming. I'm going to move you back to the waiting room right now.
Okay, thank you. It's been real. I must
was a pleasure.
away.
Thank you.
Yes, a pleasure.
Okay, so Kayleen, you are on deck. Kaylenedell, you are on deck. But what do we think of Elminster?
Well, he seemed like a nice person. Very
Hands
enthusiastic.
are too big. Artemisia's like, too much. Just want to afford small house
he
and
might
all the
be a
clothes
little-
she can have.
I liked his plan about the wallpaper.
No,
writing
don't
that
put
down.
holes in Briar House's walls all the time.
I mean, a lot of his answers made a lot of sense to me. I like chocolate coins and taking over the city and, having our accountant run it.
And his connections sounded very good. Connections are important.
Yeah.
7 sisters.
Just
And
don't know. Like, I feel like I'm like level 12, whatever that means. But I feel like I would be ready for that kind of like trying to, take over the city and expand and rule the world, like level 17-ish maybe. So I just don't feel quite ready for it.
so maybe we should go talk to him and hire him in the future, but like not now.
There we go. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Like hire someone else just to get our books in order for now, and then sort of figure out what it is we really want, because we don't want to like ask this nice gentleman to like give us all of this stuff and then realize it wasn't what we wanted all along,
But I think it'd be
So-
fun to get that stuff and find out. I want a bunch of
That's
stuff.
true.
Try it and see.
Rogar is the overly cautious one who saves all of the health potions till the end of the game.
All right, we ready for the next?
Yep.
Okay. Hello there. Kayleen? Are you there? I see your voice icon lighting up, but we can't hear you right now.
Oh, is that so?
Yes, we can hear you now.
There we go.
Hello.
Okay.
Would you like to physically
Hello.
describe your character, and then how do you enter the room?
Okay. So, Arne is in ASMRs. She 6 feet tall or so, has silvery hair that has some feathers typed in it, and a nice cloak made with similar looking feathers. She and gray eyes.
Ooh.
Sorry,
Oh no, take your time.
very nervous. I'm sorry.
You're doing great.
A couple of bags, and she has sort of a lyre tied onto her belt type thing that's technically not complete. She made it herself. She still needs to get the strings on it, though. That is a work in progress. So she'll come in, look around at everything, because she just sort of is fascinated in finding things of interest.
Oh, hello.
Probably get distracted by a few of the things. And
Hey, welcome to the job interview. Would you please sit down and have a glass of complimentary water?
Indeed. Thank you.
Here's a quick question. Are we changing the glass of water between...
All right, I will let Artemisia decide. You are the host.
Artemisia.
Artemisia would.
Yeah. Artemisia is gonna. She will have. Well, So no more bow, but so maybe Charity would be able to come in with a tray between each person, and while we're discussing, she can take one glass and put out another one. There's probably only 2 glasses, but she's washing them in between.
Beautiful fresh water.
So hi, could you repeat your name and then tell us how to spell it, and then tell us where you come from?
Indeed. My name is Virnorin. It is spelled Virnorin. I come from... I sort of forget where I come from. It's probably a place of no consequence.
But you are from Faerun?
No, I do not believe I am.
Oh.
I do not know where Faerun is.
And I would say no places of no consequence.
So
did you hear about the accountant job? Oh, sorry. How did you hear about the job, and what drew you to it?
It seems I have just appeared upon a paper in the air while I was wandering in the forest one day. Wait, maybe I have it here. And she'll probably take out from her bag a set of books that are like pasted together in they look a little damaged. And she'll rummage through it, and there's all sorts of things in these books that are just sort of pasted together and hodgepodge and stuff.
Oh, that looks like our accounting ledger. I think you'll feel right at home with our accounting ledger.
Stan wants to like glance inside at the contents of the book. What might he see on some of the pages?
A little bit of everything, because there's probably potion recipes here, a few food recipes here on another page.
Ooh.
There could be like some food recipes and potion recipes just like running right into each other, because this is from where she lived for a while, which was an abandoned library.
Oh.
Nice.
And she sort of pulled all these books together that she salvaged from it. So all of them are damaged with like there's insect marks and water marks and everything. So it's anything that you could have found in the library, just sort of together.
So Virnorin, I noticed that you've got like some potion recipes and some like food recipes. If we hired you as our accountant, does this mean that you could also like cook for us and make potions for us and do other sorts of jobs?
I could try.
Some good value.
And I see your lyre. Do you have musical skills?
Indeed.
There's another one for you, Stong.
Yeah, so as a fellow bard, Stong notices that the lyre is incomplete. So he's sort of like he wants to politely inquire about it. So he would say like, "Oh, I noticed that you have a really fine instrument at your side, but it seems to be missing something. What's the story of that?"
Oh yes, this one is not yet done. I also have a lute that is not yet finished. I can play a few other instruments. I prefer to do that than sing. So I have, and she'll pull out like bird pipes, a songhorn and stuff. Most of these are all handmade.
They're beautiful.
She just made them herself.
For a split second, I thought you said bagpipes, not bird pipes, and I was like, "Oh."
Yeah.
That's a
Could get
that's an
around to that,
impressive
maybe.
bag.
Does have a bag of holding.
There you go.
Hell, A moment of silence for our bag of holding. Oh, but yes. Wow. Oh, great. Well, there seems to be a good number of bards being attracted to this job. I think maybe that's interesting. I guess you know, is accounting kind of like music? Because you write all those numbers in rows and stuff, and then like when I've seen Stong's sheet music, it's like a bunch of, it kind of looks like a bunch of things in rows. Is music mathematical?
Had not considered that. Maybe I'll write that down, and she'll scribble a little note on any of the blank pages and pieces that she has.
I mean, you know, bards, we're good at everything, so it doesn't surprise me that plenty of them are trying their hand at accountant. I have a question for you. If you had 1 million gold lions, which is the coin of this realm, what would you do with it and why? And for perspective, like 1 gold lion would be able to buy you maybe like a weapon. Actually, maybe I need to check up on those prices. But yeah.
2 gold lions will buy a sheep. 35,000 gold lions will buy a really nice big ship.
Normally, this glass of water would be 1 gold lion, but tonight we're giving it away complimentary.
It's absolutely free. And this is why we need help with accounting.
Yeah.
We paid 1 gold for this glass of water. So, yeah, what would you do with 1 million gold lion?
Thank you for asking again. I had almost forgotten the question. What is there that I could spend it on? It seems that there might be a lot. I have never been here before.
Is there something when you were in the abandoned library, something you came across in a book that you were like, oh, if I could ever have that, I would love it?
Not that comes to mind. I would like to investigate a lot of things. There is so much of interest in this world.
So it sounds to me like you would fund a lifelong exploration of the world, is what you like, lifelong safari of knowledge is what you would spend it on.
Absolutely.
You'd buy your own library and fill it with. Well, go ahead.
What to say, in the event you were hired, and you had to deal with the irregulars' finances, what would you do with a water vendor charging them the outrageous price of 1 gold lion per glass?
Yeah.
Virnorin just got derailed on some other thing that she noticed in the room. Sorry, what was that?
Yeah.
Oh, just if you were to be hired, how would you deal with a vendor selling water to the irregulars at the outrageous price of 1 gold lion per glass?
I am not sure what I would do.
Let me ask you,
Have to confirm that.
do you have experience with vampires?
No. Oh, wait. Perhaps I do. Vampiric trees. I did accidentally burn down a forest of those.
Oh. Was it...
Get
were
along
they-
with Kaleth.
Yeah.
Likes libraries, has feathers, burns down things. I think
By mistake, yeah.
might be
Yeah.
like twinsies. Aye, best buddies. You'll have to meet Kaylenedell. I think you'll really like her.
Yeah. What's the story behind you burning down those vampire trees?
I wanted to know if they would burn, and they did.
Good knowledge to have.
You like to test. You like to explore, not just read about things, but you like to do experiments in the real world. I see.
Hands-on.
Hands-on learning. That's good. Do you think you'd be able to tell, for no reason, just asking, if your employer was replaced by a doppelganger? And how would you handle that situation if you suspected one of us had been replaced by a doppelganger? Imagine you walk in and we're asking you to give us, you know what, I want you to give me all of the money we have in savings right now. And you're like, wait a second, I think this is a doppelganger. What would you do?
Have to think on that. What do I know of doppelgangers? I should probably look through a book.
You'd go and research
Get
doppelgangers.
distracted by that.
Look
Fair answer.
just like people, and then they don't. Just the wrong time. It's very worrying.
How many chapters of your book are devoted to accounting?
I do not recall. I'll have to find that out. So flip through more pages.
What's your favorite number?
Do not have one of those.
Oh, me neither.
Oh.
I like them all.
Like them all.
That's
equally,
probably
yeah.
good. It would make the other numbers jealous, so it's probably best not to play favorites.
So
Do you
do
have
you,
any? Oh, go ahead.
what's your current quest that you're on? Why are you like traveling the lands?
Let's see. At the moment, we are trying to investigate a person named Zell. She seems to be causing a lot of trouble. She may be connected to a lich that is troubling the kingdom.
Ooh, liches.
Yeah, liches.
Liches get stitches. Isn't that a saying? I thought that was a saying. I don't know.
I've heard that. I've heard that before.
Yeah.
I think it's to hold themselves together after a while.
Aye. You have any questions for us?
I had not heard that one. I think I will write that down.
Very good.
So,
Well, did we want to discuss among ourselves and perhaps ready ourselves for the next candidate?
Sure. So, Virnorin, if we wanted to find you again, where could we find you?
that will be hard.
Oh, you travel the plains a lot?
This is my first time traveling the plains. I think this is a different plane.
Yeah, well, thanks for coming here to our home, and we hope you like it. Watch out for vampires.
Indeed.
They don't
Yes,
burn as easy
They
as
are
trees.
everywhere.
And doppelgangers. But come back and thank you.
So long
And
as they do not hurt Banshee.
Aye. And
We
good
will
luck.
check out a tiny shrieker mushroom.
Ooh. Wait, what kind of mushroom?
In a little, it's a shrieker
Oh, nice.
or a modified shrieker, I think,
Oh, Rogar pulls out Roomba.
in
his
a tiny
little
terrarium.
Rogar pulls out Roomba, his little pet room, and introduces it to Banshee. It's like, oh, maybe you'll have to come back for a play date later.
Absolutely.
Okay, well, thanks for stopping by. I'm going to move you to the waiting room now.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And Frank, you are up next. You are on deck.
Do we want to have a break?
Ooh, yeah, a break would probably be good. But before we take our break, what do we think of Virnorin?
I thought, she's sweet, and I like her little mushroom. And I thought her curiosity was a very good thing.
Definitely.
She had a lot of skills in different areas, so I think that could be really
yes.
useful.
Very, very well versed. I'd like to know more about those vampire trees.
And the liches, or lich.
Maybe she could
Yes.
do some research for us.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think that might be up for
We're
alley.
always
Good
needing
idea.
research.
I
That's
do
true.
I do wonder because Caleb is really into undead, and it seems like Virnorin is like not into undead. So I wonder how they would reconcile that.
But that just means maybe that way, like they would have different interests, so they would be good for researching different things.
Okay, so do we want to take
We'll
a
make note of
fi-
that.
do we want to take a 5 or 10-minute break?
I mean, I'm okay with 5.
Yeah, I'm okay with 5.
Don't
Okay,
make
so-
Frank wait too long.
Yeah, true. All right, so we're gonna take a quick 5-minute break, and then we'll be back for the rest of the people who are waiting in the channel. I believe we have Frank, the CyberBard, Fran, and Gaarawarr, and then meyerdoug. So stay tuned. Be back in 5. Hello, 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 and we are
Hello.
back. So
Welcome back.
in the meantime, Allie had to step out and go to a doctor's appointment, so it'll just be the 3 of us closing out for the evening. I think we are going to go through our final list, and we're going to close signups because right now we have Frank coming up with the CyberBard on deck, and then we will go to meyerdoug, followed by Fran, and then finally Gaarawarr to cap off the evening for us. So I'm going to pull
Old
you.
slate.
Yeah, great slate. So Frank, I'm going to pull you into the interview room. Hello, Frank. Are you there? Hello? While we give Frank a moment to adjust the microphone on his side, how's everybody? How are all the viewers doing tonight? Are you enjoying the interviews? And who do you think we should hire? Who's in the lead so far?
Yeah. Yeah. Who do you think would who would you want to be an accountant for you? Who want to do your taxes next year?
You can also suggest alternate positions, like they might not be your accountant, but they could be your researcher. They could be your
Dog walker.
Yeah, I do kind of feel bad that we've taken some of these people and we're like, they can make money for us in alternate ways. Well, I guess maybe that's just me. So
hire them as a Roomba sitter.
nice. Yeah. Frank, are you there? You are currently muted in the Discord if you are. Might give it like 10, 15 more seconds. And then on deck is the CyberBard, and then maybe we'll just swap him in the order.
He shows us muted.
He is muted.
You are muted in Discord, Eric. Or Frank.
Don't give. You don't. Oh.
I just figured it out.
Okay. Well, welcome. Could you describe? Could you describe the physicality of what your the physical description of your character, and then describe your entrance for us?
Frank just figured out how to speak. Frank comes through the door, walking low. As Frank is nearly 8 feet tall. He's a full-blooded orc, the big bristly beard and hair that runs down to his waist, which is as long as most people are tall.
Stone looks
And he looks at
starstruck.
Stong and he goes, "Hey, Stong, how's it going?"
Oh, hi, Frank. Guys, this is
Hey.
Frank. You know from TV, Frank.
Hi.
That other
right.
one, she isn't here anymore, huh? Okay. Just you 3. Oh, perfect.
Well, for now, what if you want to be hired by us, you would be working for all of us.
Yeah, yeah. That's why Frank's here. Get hired in this job.
So, Frank, tell us a little bit about your background and where you're from, and why you want this job and why you're so awesome. Although, I mean, I know you're awesome, and everybody knows you're awesome. I would never question that.
Frank is once of Murder Bear tribe, now Fire Snail in Westgate. Frank is elder of Fire Snails. Frank is 27.
He's the most accomplished orc in our tribe.
Oh, besides you, of course, Stone.
Naturally. But don't tell Frank.
Right.
Don't tell Frank.
Don't be frank with Frank about that. Wait. Okay.
Frank is always Frank. No one else can be Frank.
Well, honesty, I think, is a very valuable attribute in an accountant, for certain. We certainly would want you to be honest with us about our finances. Do you have much experience with dealing with money? Do you deal with money on behalf of the Fire Snails?
Murder Bear tribe embraces capitalism. And Frank reaches down and pulls open his cloak to reveal a number of watches hanging from it. They're all sundials, however.
Of course. Wrist
to
sundials.
Purchase wrist watch. Watch sun watch.
Wrist sun watch. Not right now.
I'll take
I see that.
Perfect. We talk business after we talk business.
Yes, and Stong will take the complimentary glass of water and he'll like serve it up to Frank. Like he'll walk around the other side of the table and he'll like offer it to him with two hands.
No, thank you.
Oh, okay. And he's gonna walk back around the other side of the table and put it in the corner.
Frank had much to drink. Water to drink. Much water to drink.
Oh, not a horse elixir.
Frank has tried horse elixir. Frank drinks water these days.
I trying to remember. Trying to remember the name of the town that had the capitalist orcs in it, and orc tribe. I was just going to ask if he'd.
Oh yeah, with that druid orc.
Yeah. Well,
But,
meanwhile, so
right.
Frank, where do you see your career going in the next decade? In the next 2 decades?
Well,
Do you still want to be an accountant then?
the next decade. Decade is 10 years. Yes.
10 years.
Yes, Frank has good head for numbers. In 10 years, Frank still be accountant. In 20 years, Frank probably be dead.
Frank, no!
No. Orc only lives so long.
But I don't want to think about it.
Maybe Frank hang on a little bit longer.
We'll find some way to
Stay
get you to live longer.
accountant. Or perhaps become lord. Fire snails need lord.
What?
Fire snails keep talking to Frank about being lord. Frank hesitant. But Frank will eventually give in.
Frank, what about if you got a wish spell? What would you do with it?
Frank would wish for an orc to have place in Westgate. That thing Stong MacGuck said he would do.
Oh.
Give orc, when Frank smashes his fist into his chest, give orc place in Westgate.
Stong like hits his chest back.
We're certainly hiring at least one place in Westgate. And you know, if as an employee of the Irregulars, you would, as I've mentioned before, have access to the Rogar health plan. So hopefully you would live a long and very healthy life.
Good. Frank, I think that is good.
So, Frank, all of us are going to need to contribute for Briar House's expenses. And if one of us wasn't contributing, what would you do? What would you say to that person?
Depends who person is.
Like
Each person motivated
Kayla.
different way. Kayla's motivated by dead thing. Frank would find thing that Kayla loved and get Rogar to bring it back to life. Punish Kayla.
Oh,
Bring
Frank,
back
you
a
know,
dead thing.
Frank knows a lot about us. In depth.
I think he's been reading those chat books. Have you been reading those chat books?
Frank has not heard of chat books.
Oh, the romances featuring Cecilia and Sarshan in particular, and they drive her crazy. So don't mention them around her.
Frank will avoid chat books. Although, perhaps great source of art and beauty.
Frank,
Frank does like beauty.
name a time where you successfully demonstrated your skills in conflict resolution.
Frank fought 4 Eye of Justice knights and punched them all real hard.
That is one
That
way
was
to
all.
resolve.
Boom, boom. Justice knights go down. Frank saves
Problem
day.
solved. Well, along those lines, like, how would you tell if one of our clients was trying to pay us with like illusory money or fake money, and how would you deal with them in such a situation?
You mean Sturge, yes.
Possibly.
Sturge
Possibly.
motivated by need to feel superior to everyone. And so show Sturge he not superior to everyone, especially to Frank. If you hire Frank, Frank keeps Sturge under control, definitely.
I mean, if anybody could do it, Frank could.
On the other
Yes,
hand, I
Frank
wouldn't
could.
wish that on anyone.
No, Artemisia, she's nodding. She's like, I'm liking this. I'm liking this a lot.
Frank have a question.
Yes.
Which of irregulars Frank speak to on daily basis?
Oh, me, unless someone else would like to.
Ah, perfect. Perfect. Frank liking Artemisia.
Thank you, Frank.
So Frank, I would really like it if you would give each of us a compliment.
A compliment.
Show us your compliment skills. And if you have a D20 handy, you should roll either a diplomacy or some sort of like persuasion.
Frank thinks about it for a second.
And then I want to hear some actual compliments.
Come on, bring it.
Being tough on Frank.
Frank has insider knowledge on us. He definitely deserves harder questions.
Okay, so the first one was a 19.
Ooh, nice.
Artemisia, very fashionable, fashion forward, always thinking with styles of impending season. Trendsetter.
Thank you.
Okay. Rogar, 17. Rogar, big heart, kind, generous, loving to all.
Oh. Dong looks super eager.
14. Stong, not bad.
I saw Stone like claps and he looks just ecstatic. Yeah, it's like a dream come true.
Sturge.
Okay.
Sturge, think too highly of self. Sturge, think highly of self. Ugh. Frank throat starting to hurt.
Well, do we have any more questions for Frank?
Maybe we should let Frank go while we discuss.
Well, Frank, where can we find you if we want to find you?
You can find the Westgate Irregulars on the Dungeon Scrawlers stream every Wednesday at 6:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And Frank will occasionally appear, as will occasionally other people. I mean, that was strange.
Chad is saying you need more compliment water.
My throat is really bothering me. Oh shit, the illusion is fading. Oh shit.
Oh, Eric.
I gotta go. And Frank's huge muscular form starts to fall apart, revealing this very frail sort of elven form with like wings and bright red hair. And Fane goes, shit! And then disappears.
Oh, my dream. It just flitted away. Someday, Frank will give me a compliment.
To a cloud of butterflies.
Oh.
Well,
Color butterflies.
Multicolored butterflies.
Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
all right, thanks for stopping by. We're going to put you back into the waiting room.
All the colors of Fane.
So, what do we think of Fane?
Of Frank? Frank is
Well, we can't hire Fane, but I wanted to hire Frank.
well, I don't
Do you
know
think the
though.
real
Like,
Frank is?
I'm kind of glad it wasn't really Frank, because like his answer to everything was punishment. Like, what if they don't pay? I'm gonna make them suffer. I'll hit them with their worst, like the thing they like the least. Like I will find their weakness and exploit it. I didn't like that so much.
Well, that
well-
seems like Fane's kind of thing. So maybe we should ask
Aye.
real Frank.
That should have been a giveaway.
Do anything with
Yeah.
numbers.
I mean, maybe I was so starstruck. I just thought everything he said was just the right answer.
We do
Yeah, I
need
liked
somebody
it.
to handle people who don't pay their share. Just saying.
we do. But you know, Rogar, of course, being a softie, and you know, he would prefer to, like, you know, try to encourage their better angels rather than hit them on the head with a stick.
Okay, I'm going to pull in the CyberBard.
All right.
Hello, hello, hello. Are you there, CyberBard?
Yeah, I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. Could you give us a physical description of your character and then describe how you enter the room?
Lovely. So entering the room is a rather large brown-haired man holding a variety of scrolls and quills and other implements. He seems to have his hands full, and he marches up to you. Hello.
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Would you care to take a seat? Tell us your name.
Down here. You look down, and stepping out from behind the lumbering gentleman is what appears to be a ruddy orange-skinned goblin male with yellowish eyes. He's sporting some leather boots with silvered buckles matching his belt buckle. He's wearing clean breeches, a dark leather belt with numerous pouches, one of which is made of black cloth, you notice. His cloak is of a beautiful sky blue, and he is sporting possibly the ugliest, gaudiest, wide-brimmed sky blue hat you have ever seen, with a very large white plume in it.
Love it.
He bows. A pleasure to make your acquaintance. Meepo the merchant.
Oh, hi, Meepo.
A merchant? Well, you'd certainly know about money, wouldn't you?
Oh, I do indeed. I certainly hope the other goblin I saw in the waiting room didn't leave a bad taste in your mouths, gentle fellows. I saw him point his staff at a vase of flowers, and I don't know what he intended, but it emitted the loudest flatulent noise I have ever heard.
No, he didn't leave a bad taste in my mouth. We didn't even kiss him. So
I've loved
probably
everybody
for the
today.
best.
Everybody today has been great. I wish I could just hire them all.
He gives you a bow, taking off his hat, and you notice that on his brow are a number of orange glowing runes, which is odd because there are runes on his head. And he puts the hat back on.
Oh, head runes. Oh, well, please have a seat. And Rogar actually says, 1 second, and he'll run downstairs into the basement, and he'll come back up with a proper sized seat for someone of a proper height. There you go.
Thank you. Very kind.
So your compatriot here is your partner, servant?
Yes, this is my assistant, Johan. He's gotten me out of a few difficult spots before, so I took him on as an apprentice.
Oh, so if we hired you as an accountant, would we get both of you?
Oh, certainly. A package deal we are.
So why is a merchant looking to be hired as an accountant? Are you not merchanting right now?
It's rather difficult to explain, but you see, many merchants tend to find a goblin such as myself, certainly an eloquent one, rather disturbing, so to speak. He smiles, and you see that his teeth are all exquisitely sharpened. Cragmaw tribe, Neverwinter.
Oh, I've heard of you.
Oh.
It's a question of liquidity. To work with you would allow me to bankroll certain endeavors, and at the same time, you could benefit from my expertise.
Oh, excellent. Well, if it's a question of liquidity, we do have complimentary water.
Have some.
Perhaps not, but I thank you nonetheless.
Oh, okay. You need a different kind of liquidity? I think we have some horse piss in the back in the kitchen.
No. I shall abstain.
Horse elixir. Horse elixir.
I was like, what? Where are you going with this one?
Rogar's getting tired after all these interviews.
That is not something we have to
I'll
establish in
admit
canon.
to not being well acquainted with dwarven beverages, but
sorry.
No, I thank you.
Well, so, I want to know, Meepo, you seem like a really clever person. What's the biggest lie you've ever gotten away with?
The biggest lie? Difficult.
And if we
I
need
try
Johan to
as-
leave the room for just a little while, just wink.
No. I keep nothing from Johan. He is my trusted compatriot. To be honest with you, I don't keep track of such things. It's not good for business when one is caught in a lie. I prefer simply to avoid the practice if possible. And one knows that there are many ways to get around directly lying.
So maybe then, what's the biggest sale you've ever made? What did you sell and how much did you make?
Well, I've sold taverns before. Something that would be a fine proposition. I understand you're in the inn business yourself. Franchising. It's the future. Why sell the building when you can sell the idea and have people pay you for it?
Ooh, you're another big thinker. I like it.
One does not look like this and progress in this business without big ideas.
Is that what the orange runes help you with?
The hat. He takes off the hat and shows you the inside is lined with identical runes to what he has on his head.
Oh.
You see, years ago, adventurers attempted to lay waste to my tribe and were resoundingly slaughtered by our chieftain. And they thought it was a bit of a joke because I was the smallest of my tribe, but they gave me the hat and laughed. But when I put it on, it made me so much more brilliant.
Ooh.
And now I've worn it so long, I don't even need the hat in truth. But I no longer had the taste for such things. You know, when you get such a newfound perspective, instead of pillaging, I use reason. Instead of flinging feces, I read books and taught myself languages. Instead of murder and torture, I learned economics and trade. And some perhaps argued that that would be worse, but it's worked out well for me.
We recently found out that Westgate is really into capitalism.
Indeed.
And also murder and torture, but mostly capital. Right?
But what I'm also hearing is that you could maybe give one of us that super cool hat, because you don't need it anymore.
I don't know how it works, truth be told. I have to keep it on me, or at least close by, I think. Johan, go walk over there, 20 paces with the hat. I haven't tried this in a while. Let's see if it works. Johan starts walking away with the hat. So you see, if we were to invest in franchising, then Meepo will get you lots of gold coins.
Oh, nice. Oh, Meepo. You're a little different.
Excuse me. I hate it when that happens.
Oh. Yeah, never mind about that.
I think I shall keep it.
Thanks for
It often
humoring
happens
me.
to me in the morning, or if I've had too much to drink, so I sympathize. So you said you could sell ideas. So I had this idea. What if you had like a mug holder on the inside of your shield? So like you could drink, but then you could like keep your drink, and then if you had to fight, and then afterwards you could have your drink again. Like that's an idea. Could I sell that idea?
I certainly think you could.
Oh.
It would have limited application. Likely, it would be very popular in dwarven communities. We would have to look at the cost of production. I'm intending to make contact with the Lantanese. I hear they have printing presses. Perhaps they have inventions that could assist you with such an endeavor.
Oh. There was some Netherese traders in our city recently that we met with, and have you had much dealing with them?
Not personally. I'm wary of those in general that could squish me like an insect.
Or I'm sorry, red wizards. Is that the same? No,
Red wizards, yeah.
Red wizards. That's right.
Ugh, forgive me. I would rather not do business with those peddlers of corpses. Disgusting and uncouth.
Well, what about doing business with a vampire? Could you do a little bit of like hypothetical role play for us and try to sell holy water to a vampire?
I do enjoy a challenge. Shall you be the vampire in this instance?
Sure, yeah, the three of us are vampires. You've got like a hat full of holy water that you're trying to sell us.
Wonderful. Please, take a look at my wares. I have here for you the finest Sunite water. Sure, it's deadly for yourself and your compatriots, but that's also its allure. Never again will you have to worry of others predating in your neighborhood. They get in your face, splash some of that water on them, watch them melt. And on top of that, it'll smell delightful.
Destroy rivals. Yeah,
it's a
real
bargain,
good.
I say.
It's a great angle.
I like it.
Would you guys buy? How about roll a persuasion with advantage?
Yeah.
Because that was great.
Number one is a 10, and the other is an 18.
Oh, sounds like we bought
Excellent. Yes, I like it. I'll take two.
Grogar, with his intelligence of 9, didn't quite realize didn't understand this whole concept of roleplay, so he's waiting for him to like come up with the holy water in his hat.
Rogar,
I don't
just pretending.
Okay.
I have a flask of brandy.
Oh, that's always welcome. Did you want to? Should he take a quick look at our ledger and see what he thinks?
Yes, of course. Artemisia will get out the ledger, the very marked up and confusing ledger. Here you go. Take a look. Who do we owe money to?
Excellent. Let's take a look.
Roll investigation.
16.
You haven't narrowed down. There is at least 2 or 3 people, and you know that one of them is the one that we owe money to.
This can't be right. According to this, Stong owes 3 gold coins to a pig, and each of you has a share in a mephit farm in the Shao Empire?
Ooh, that pig is going to be real mad I missed those payments. I forgot all about it.
I suspect you could use some assistance.
That is why we are attempting to hire somebody. You have gone straight to the heart of the matter.
I see. Well then.
So, in terms of compensation, what would you ask for?
I've thought long and hard on the matter since I saw your posting, and a small stipend, as well as room and board for myself and my compatriot here, would be all I would require. You see, my interest in the role, as I said, is that it would allow me to bankroll certain endeavors, things to invest in. You have the coin, you need to make more coin. It takes coin to make coin, and I would perhaps take a small percentage depending on the success of the ventures we invest in. I already have other income, so this would be more of a speculative arrangement.
I mean, Artemisia's nodding.
Rogar's like,
yep,
oh,
yep.
Sounds good. But Randy's like,
Stong's like, it's like he's investing in us.
Hey.
Because he believes in us.
That's right.
Precisely. You understand?
Well,
I would not align myself with just any adventuring band.
I mean, if we don't succeed, he doesn't succeed. So it makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. I have a vested interest in your success.
So
would you be selling shares in pyramids?
I'm not familiar with this concept.
Oh, never mind.
Do we have any more
Something
questions for him?
No.
Yeah, I think perhaps we had best be sure to make it through all the candidates. So,
Yes.
if we want to get in touch with you, Meepo, where can we find you?
I tend to stop by the Wikina Temple on a daily basis to meet with contacts and present my offerings. You can also find me on TheCyberBard.com, where I review various books. And you can @ me on Twitter @TheCyberBard. And I also stream on Twitch Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern at twitch.tv/TheCyberBard.
Oh, nice. Yeah, if you DM me the links, I will repost them in Twitch. Right now, it's not taking any links, unfortunately.
Yeah, I saw that before.
Yeah, DM them to me and I'll repost them.
Lovely.
Well, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm going to move you to the waiting room now. What did we think of Meepo?
Oh, he seems like a very smart man or smart goblin with money.
It's true. I think
that's what we want.
I think maybe we need to decide. I don't know if we're going to be able to find it, but Elminster had such big goals, and Meepo's talking about big goals too, and I don't know. Maybe we just need somebody who makes our income pay our expenses.
Whoa.
Instead of franchising.
I like what he was saying about using money to make money. I also like the fact that he seemed to have a lot of character. Seems like he'd be a fun dude to hang out with around the manor.
That's true. And it was kind of like he was saying we could get like little coins to make babies, which I like. You know, that's very sweet. Like we can get coins together and they would make baby coins. And that's pretty cool.
Oh, takes money to make money. I get it.
Aye.
So, meyerdoug, I am going to pull you into the interview room right now. Hello, Doug. Are you there?
I'm here.
Hey.
Hello.
So,
Hello.
Would you like to give us a physical description of yourself and then narrate how you enter the room?
Sure. Walking into the room is a about 3'2" halfling. He looks to be, it's a male, looks to be about middle-aged, but you can't tell if he's really that old or if he's just had some hard years mixed in there. He is reddish gray hair, balding, and combed over on top. Dressed all in earth tones, but very, very nicely tailored, exceptional. Artemisia especially is aware that these are excellently made clothes. All the way down to his low boots have brass, or are they gold buckles on them. Bright green socks, cap is green velvet. And as he comes in, he seems kind of hesitant, like he's not sure he really needs or wants to be here, doesn't know if there's something going to jump out. But he's also looking at everything, speculating, staring at the statues that are around that horse. That's an amazing horse statue. Yes, very, very interesting. Kind of shuffles his way on forward, not quite sure exactly what to say. Hello, my name is Simeon Belwar.
Oh, hi,
that
Simeon.
Means of Belwar. I'm from Belwar. That's a halfling city near the Lurewood, along the coast.
Oh, those are a lot of places I've actually never heard of or been to before, but I'd love to hear more about them. Perhaps you'd like a seat and some complimentary water?
Oh, yes.
And there's a perfect sized seat.
Oh, yes,
now.
This is lovely.
Well,
those overtall humans, the only thing worse is like dragonborns and half orc. I mean, size wise, you know what I mean. You know what I mean.
We are a little scary.
Well, you can't be, but generally, you're really nice people.
I mean, maybe that could be like the first question. What is your deepest fear, Simeon?
Well. If you're going to be asking that question, there are things to be afraid of in the world, and we just kind of, got to kind of take each one as they come. Yeah, as soon as you name that one is the worst, something else shows up, and it's even worse than that. But it's we learn to handle it.
What's the scariest thing you've faced most recently?
Well, that's kind of hard to say. You see, have you ever heard of magical contracts? Magical contracts are contracts that people sign. A lot of times accounting will do that. And when an accountant signs a magical contract, they have absolutely no memory at the end of the contract of what exactly they've been doing for that entire period of their life. So I'm really not sure where I've been for the last 12, 13 years.
Oh.
However, I've got some letters of recommendation here that say I'm an excellent accountant, and I was one of the best in Waterloo or Waterdeep, according to this one right here.
Holy cow! I would love to see these. Do you have like a packet of letters, a stack of letters in your hand?
Yeah, he has this whole stack of letters in his hands. They go all the way back to the Ballure Business School, where he had attained his master level accountant degree. That was over 20 years ago, though. He has a letter from Gilder Eridu, who ran Eridu's Extraordinary Equipment Emporium in Bellerive. He had an internship there back about 18 years ago. The most recent one that is signed was signed by Just in Time of Time Waterdeep Publishing. Just in Time, the 22nd. That one is still dated about 12 years ago.
That was a real accounting joke for all you accounting people who know. Just in time.
Wow, he came prepared. Yeah. All right.
Guys. We have an actual accountant applying for the accountant job.
Why does he want to work for us?
That is a good question. You should ask him.
Are you asking him?
Hi.
Okay.
So why did you want to work for us?
Well, you see, after my last contract was up, and probably the one before that, but though I don't remember that, I have a large sum of money now, and I'm set for life pretty much. I with the way I do accounting, I really don't have to think about getting any more money anytime soon. But I just love accounting. I don't know what to do with myself. I'm not doing accounting. So I needed to get out of Waterdeep. That I kept getting these looks that I didn't like the looks of. So I decided it was time to leave. So I decided to come over here, try a new area, and see what I can do.
Excellent. So if you're a real accountant, I can ask you questions like, what kinds of things do you think the irregulars could file as deductions on our taxes? Like, does extra planar travel count as like double deduction on like travel expenses? And can displacer-based cheese be itemized as a deduction if it's shared with someone who hires us for a job?
Oh, absolutely. In certain locales, depending on what the local tax code is. I have not yet had a chance to review Westgate's tax code, but I believe it should be deductible in one way or another if we just sit down and look through the numbers and decide how we're going to work on this.
That's a good question. I wonder if Westgate's tax code burned down with this.
That would be something we'd definitely need to look into, and I'm sure that whoever is going to take power next is going to have to put something new into place, and we'll have to stay on top of that and figure out what's going on with it. And a side question on that, this comes up once in a while in the accounting fields. How many sets of books do you think you're going to need anyway? I mean, a lot of times people want to have, like one set of books that's good for the tax people, and another set of books that's good for the inspectors, and another one that, they keep all their personal notes in for other things they don't want to think about, that would just burden down the tax people.
Oh, we're thinking of having one set of books.
Oh, that would be wonderful. From what I have been told, maintaining multiple ones really gets complicated, but it can be done. But I really prefer just one simple set of books. I just want to calm down a little bit on these things.
Serge might have his own book somewhere, but we won't talk about it.
And then sometimes Artemisia and we have our own set of books for our arena work, but it's really not that complicated.
Well, I would be more than happy to take a look at those also, and keeping, of course, everything totally separate between the accounts and all that, except for when you want to do an ownership draw and want to, get some money transfer from one side to the other, or you want to invest more on one side. Those are definitely things we could definitely look into.
Well, that's awesome.
Artemisia's like, I want to say you're hired, but I shouldn't. But she's like, oh, music to my ears. It's really boring and I love it.
The first actual accountant to apply for the accountant job. What do you know?
Rogar's eyes start to kind of glaze over and go across. The more Artemisia's like, yes.
Okay. Stong goes, well, as an accountant, is there a magic item that you yearn for, and why?
Oh, a magic item for being an accountant. Oh, that's a very good question. A very good question. Having a ledger that as you write into it, it makes backup copies, that would be really, really wonderful. Because you'd be surprised how many times something will happen to one of the sets of books and the books just burn up and then you don't have another backup set. A quick quill that takes numbers down and all that. Those are good, but I've heard there are some people that'll try to re-enchant them and kind of make the books look wrong, and I wouldn't want to do that. But keeping a backup copy of the books that I can compare once in a while and make sure that everything's looking good, that would really be my dream.
That's a good choice. I was expecting you to say something like +3 armor or something, but that's great.
Our armor. No. I stay away from combat. I stay away from anybody that's trying to come after me. I just want to be left alone quietly in my little area and just work and talk to as few people as I can.
Do you mind ghosts if they were perhaps to interrupt you? But they're very quiet.
Oh, as long as they're quiet, I'm fine. I understand that there are different kinds of beings in this world. Some that are within the balance of physical mortality, and some that are not. Those are the things I try to keep an open mind about these things.
You sound a little timid, and you also mentioned that if we came under attack, you would go into hiding. So, the manor does come under assault quite a bit. So what would you do?
I don't think I'd want to actually stay here in the manor. And the manors, if they're under attack, I'm looking at these walls that are being repaired and thinking that might be a little dangerous. I was thinking about just having my own place nearby. I was thinking about buying. There's a townhouse about 3 doors down that's for sale right now. I was thinking about investing and buying that for myself, and I think I could have a nice little quiet existence there.
That's the smartest way, I think.
And then every week or so he sees all the chaos and destruction that is our life, and he just sighs quietly and goes back to his books.
Oh, that's gonna be an expense. Yeah, that's gonna be an expense. Somewhere a distant city block collapses and he's like, okay, pulls out a new sheet.
Well, Simeon, do you have any questions for us?
I have a few. Yes, that would be nice. I was wondering about your actual assets. I noticed the statues and such around here. They seem to be more like facades and actual real deep. But my guess is that you probably just put that on for airs for the outside people coming in for the interview. So I was just wondering what kind of assets. I mean, is this building actually owned by you? Do you lease? Do you rent? What kind of mortgage do you have on it?
Artemisia actually can give him a fair amount of detail. I will not, because that is interesting to nobody. We own it at least, sort of.
It was in an astral dreadnought's belly for a while, but we got it back, and it changed locations. But
yeah, I mean, and at the moment, it's running through his head. Maybe 3 doors down isn't far enough, but.
I mean, all the improvements that we've made probably only increase the property value.
Yeah. Some people would say that. The city itself, though, doesn't seem to be actually on the rise at the moment. It seems to be holding steady, if not falling. Hopefully, we can invest some more money into the economy and boost things back up again, repair some of this damage.
Yeah, I think that's really smart. I have one last question for you myself.
Oh, sure.
What was the greatest accounting problem you ever solved? The most dire, the most dangerous, the most deadly.
Oh, that's a very, very good question. of the ones I remember, again, I don't have much memory the last 12 years, and from what I've learned, those are some really dangerous, dire people I may have worked for at that point. I can't tell you one way or another on those. But of the ones I remember when I was working for Time Waterdeep, there was a doppelganger infestation that they were still trying to recover from. It seems that one of the previous Just-in-Times had been replaced by a doppelganger for a while, and pretty much drove business into the ground. So we had to figure out how to divest a lot of chapbook investments that were really not good investments at all, and get back to just the stable of publishing out the actual guides that Volo used to do. That's Volothamp Gedarm, not Marco Volo. Marco Volo was a totally different guy. Don't get him confused. That's a different thing.
He worked with Volo, guys. That's amazing.
Wow.
Well, I didn't work with him. I cleaned up the mess. Yeah, I was more cleaning up the accounting mess than actually the actual author or anything.
Do we have any more questions?
I know what I need to know, I think.
Well,
okay. Well, thank you very much.
Wait, Simeon,
if you
we're wanting to find you, how and where can we do it?
Well, I'll just be wandering around the town here. I'll check back in occasionally just to see if you need to reach me for anything. Like I said, I'll be looking at investments I'm going to be making with my personal funds. I do have one I've been investing in. It's a traveling marketplace, Myers Magical Market. That seems to be promising. So we'll see how that goes.
Do you happen to have? Do you have a link to it? Do you have like an online presence with it? So Doug just opened up an actual magical market.
That's awesome.
Yep. It's under Facebook. Myers Magical Market is the full name. I'll give you the full link later on.
Awesome.
Very cool.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'm going to move you to the waiting room. Thanks.
But I was just thinking, I was just imagining a sad, suddenly he's the sad origin story of the Duke of Coins. Just make that arc, from this little halfling accountant to that evil halfling accountant.
Whoa.
Right?
Yeah, what if they were related or something? I like that a lot. It fits really well.
I think we should hire him.
I mean, he makes a real good case. The only
We
knock
can't
that I
afford
have,
not to hire him.
the only knock that I have is his character's name wasn't Justin time.
Oh.
I thought for sure Doug would have nailed that that pun.
You could have, yeah.
All right, are we ready for Fran?
Yep.
Okay, so Fran, I'm pulling you down into the interview room. Hello, are you there?
Oh, hi.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yes, we can. So,
Yeah.
could
I'll
you
pass
give
my
us?
bedtime, but I'm hanging in there.
Thanks, we appreciate that. Yeah, we're going a little late
Yeah.
tonight. We'll try to get through the last two, saving the best for last. So, give us a physical description of your character, and then tell us how you enter the room.
All right, so on the heels of this actual accountant, a horned warrior woman with crimson skin and black hair walks in, trying to hold her head high, trying to look maybe a bit more confident than she feels. And she looks wiry and strong, and her tail snakes through the air behind her as she walks. She wears a fur-lined cloak, a ring of the ram, a silvered longsword, and a few other trinkets. Her horns, especially about the ridge at their base, are etched in a patchwork of scuffs and scrapes, souvenirs from possibly collisions. She flashes a fanged smile, maybe going for friendly, but between her solid black eyes and her nervous intensity, she looks more, maybe a bit menacing than anything.
Yes.
Well, Matt, Nikoline Arcturos, at your service. I'm here for the... Oh, almost forgot. She puts on a pair of glasses and clears her throat. I heard you were looking for an accountant. Yes, I am.
I want to do a perception check to see if they're actually needed glasses or.
Of course they're not.
Go ahead.
I'm gonna have to roll an actual day.
In the meantime, could you tell us how to spell that name? Nikoline?
Nikoline. It's
Nikoline.
Nikoline, But you can call me Nico.
Nico. Awesome.
Ain't you?
Well, I rolled a 6, but I got like a really good bonus on my perception. But I'm just gonna go with 6 because I think it's more fun. Like
Maybe you need
like,
glasses.
so Rogar, exactly.
Yeah, you
Rogar-
probably can't quite tell if the glasses are prescription or not. They don't seem to fit terribly well. Maybe she just picked them up somewhere, but
Rogar's like, oh, I could maybe try to do like some sort of restoration spell or something. Oh, I don't know. I wonder if there's a cure for bad eyesight in the room. It's like, that's a good question. What clerical? Rogar is just starting to think. Anyway,
Well, meanwhile, Artemisia will ask the boring questions, the important boring questions. So what accounting have you done before?
oh well, let's see. Well, the place I really came into my own was the Moonsea, actually, a port town called Melvant, and you think Westgate is a capitalist hellscape. The city of a thousand
do.
forges is the nerve center of all trade in the Moonsea, all the trade and a good bit of the corruption. So I'm right at home here, I think, and I'm practically already the treasurer of my own crew and the armorer. I make sure everyone takes their cut and their gear is up to snuff. My friends are very kind. They almost don't want the loot sometimes, but I make sure everyone gets something they can use. That's pretty close to accounting, right? I would say, that's pretty good.
As far as I
Do you
know,
have
yeah.
any strategies for disagreements that might come up between people who are dividing loot?
Disagreements. Well, the thing I always do is challenge people to a clash of horns, but that's not really for everyone. Not everyone is up for like high speed, especially if you don't have horns. It's kind of unfair, but
Oh, that sounds like fun. You make me wish I had a horn. Actually, Stone could totally polymorph into a goat or something, and he will offer. I really want to experience this. Could we clash horns right now?
love to. You look like a fantastic challenge.
Stong is going to transform into like a mountain goat, and let's roll off on, let's say it's athletics.
Great. Should I use her actual modifiers?
Yeah, do whatever you want.
She is level 18. You get a sense.
Oh my god, I definitely bit off more than I expected. Yeah, do it. Just do it. Now I'm gonna roll
Stone,
actual mounting.
So Nico lines up across from you and shouts, "Honor upon my horns!" and goes charging in.
Meh.
So
7.
she rolled a natural 1, but she has reliable talent, which turns that into a 10, and her athletics modifier is plus 16, so she gets a 26. Rules as written.
Oh my
You rolled
god.
a 1 and got to 26.
I
Oh my
know.
god, I can't wait for level 18. Like,
Oh my god. Basically you're just going easy on me, but even
That
your
is
easy mode
expertise
is like
nonsense.
easy. Yeah, your easy mode is like god mode, basically. Stong just goes flying.
Probably like flipped around.
Yeah, he hits the wall. He turns back into his normal form,
Don't
and he
break
goes,
anything.
"That was great, again." No, but we don't have time for that right now.
Yeah, maybe later.
Quick cure wounds on you, just in case. You weren't in the
Yeah.
greatest shape
There's like
to
a little
begin with.
blood drip. Thanks, Roadrunner.
Yeah, Nico looks psyched. She's like, "Oh, I love going up against strong opponents."
Oh, Artemisia, I like this one. She can help us spar, and she looks like she could really defend the manor.
That's true.
Oh, I did hear that, word on the street is that you all have a problem with assassins bursting into your house. I could also double as a security consultant.
Ooh.
I wish Shay hadn't had to hurry off on business. She thinks about security too, so.
And Sturge. Speaking of, since you deal with like dividing up the treasure and stuff in your group, how do you deal with like say a magic hoarder within your group?
A magic hoarder, like they hoard all the magic items, or?
Mm-hmm.
Sure,
Yep.
sure.
Hypothetically.
Hypothetically.
Well, might give them like a good gentle talking to, remind them that it's in the interest of the team, and if that doesn't work, I could prank them and scare the living hells out of them.
I like it.
I'm very good at scaring people when I want to. I do a very good like raving cultist impression. Got me on some tight spots.
What? Okay. I love that.
Like
fact.
chanting an infernal thaumaturgy, the whole 9 yards.
That's great. Stong would like to. Stong says, "All right, I'm gonna give you kind of a tougher question because I think I would love to hear your answer to this. But like, pretend like you went on a raid with your crew, and let's say you fell in battle. What eulogy would want to give us your own eulogy? What might they say about you at your funeral?"
What might they say at? Let's see. Maybe that I was always quick to, rush to the front lines and take a hit for my friends. Was always looking out for others before myself.
Took one too many.
I was gonna say, I feel like Stong is finding his. Like, I feel like out of the people we've interviewed, like, there's been people who have perfectly aligned with each of the irregulars or something, and this is Stong's.
And you notice that Nico isn't wearing any armor, but she's got quite a few battle scars, but she looks like she's, perfectly secure and not wearing any armor.
Impressive.
I'm always trying to, get in there, grapple the bad guys, drag them away from my friends, suplex them.
Oh my god.
A little bit of showmanship if you can.
So somebody approached you and asked you to take a bribe to mess up our accounting, or perhaps to steal one of our ledgers to give to somebody else. How would you handle it?
Oh, I would turn them down. I mean, I've had my, years as, maybe on the thieving side of things, in a crooked town. That's how you get by, but when I make a deal with someone, I stick to it. Someone told me to steal from fellow adventurers. Well, I only like lightening the purses of people who deserve it. Prissy nobles and, people who won't miss it.
I mean, you would get along perfectly with Sturge then. He's all about that.
Yeah, it's true.
When she said lightning, I was like, oh, lightning. Okay, I thought Artemisia's happy. I thought she was gonna say, I like lightning them or something like that. Like if they're asking me to do that, it's like, oh, that would be Artemisia. Blast them with lightning. But, good.
Do we have any more questions for Nico?
Don't think so. I think maybe we're ready to discuss.
Oh, Nico, so we wanted to find you again. Where can we?
Oh, you can find me anywhere there's, the forces of evil to fight and... but
Fighting evil by moonlight, winning love by daylight, never running from a
exactly.
real fight. Nico Moon.
You can... Let's see, I haven't been on Twitter in a while, but might return to it at some point, but my handle is SubCriticalRoll. It's very punny. It's subcritical, and then the word roll, R-O-L-L. But
what kinds of things do you post?
I post my art stuff, and let's see, I'm working on an adventure gradually, and just some of my world building things.
Rad. So it's like
Nice.
D&D art, D&D comic?
Yeah.
Cool. That's awesome. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm going to move you back into the waiting room now.
Thank you.
What did we think of Nico?
I mean, she'd probably be a good security consultant.
Yeah.
Stong's like rubbing his head. Yeah.
I mean, I really liked her idea about pretending to be a crazed cultist. I mean, that's sort of a little bit different than just like hacking at people or whatever. So
Yeah, I kind of wish I'd asked her to do that impression, but oh well, alas. Rogar?
Yeah, that was interesting. I thought she was great. I don't know if we asked her enough sort of accounting questions, but I thought that she would fit very well into the our current environment of danger, and it seems like we could trust her.
She seemed really good at like literally crunching the numbers.
Exactly. I think she'd smash the job.
Yes.
Aye.
So we have one more. Last but not least, we are going to welcome Gaarawarr. Hello, are you there?
I am.
Hey. So, would you like to give us a physical description of your character and then describe how you enter the room? You are the last one in the interview room, my friend.
Yeah, it's gotten lonelier and lonelier out there.
Oh.
Gaarawarr, Grudgekeeper, is 4.5 feet of, kind of calm, sometimes angry dwarf. He is covered in basically solid steel, full plate armor. So he has, as he walks in, he's got his helm under his left arm with his gauntlets in there, so he doesn't look quite as imposing because he hears that's better for interviews. And he just kind of strolls in. Huge shield on his back, just big round shield that's almost as big as he is. Looks like he could just hide behind it. Axe on his hip, tankard on his other hip, and just strolls in. Kind of looks around and eyes the place.
Oh, hey.
Oh. Hello, cousin.
Not.
Welcome,
good thing
please.
we got the chair, the perfect sized chair.
Yeah.
Right.
And have a glass of water.
Kind of eyes the water. How long's that been sitting there?
Oh, it's fresh. Since the last candidate, I assure you.
Being a dwarf, if you wish. If you want another
Eyes
beverage,
Artemisia.
let's know.
It's like, well, I can always just break out the tankard. It fills itself up. I'm good for now, thank you.
You have a holder inside your shield for it? That's a great idea for all.
No, but that is a good idea. I heard this dwarf, there's this one dwarf. Up to the, let's see, where am I? Northwest from here? He's got a shield. He can just reach into it and pull a beer out.
Whoa.
I think that's just fantastic.
That sounds
He can pass
amazing.
them around.
Oh god, it's
pretty amazing.
That sounds like real magic.
Yeah, I don't want that.
That
I don't
sounds
have that
like
yet.
the best kind of shield.
Right?
So Gaarawarr, could you tell us, a little bit about where you're from and then why you're interested in this job?
Lately, I'm from this backwards nowhere kind of place called Subar. I don't know. It's weird. Before that, I was in Waterdeep. Before that, I was kind of all over the place. I like to travel. I get around, one plane to another. But I've never been to Westgate before. And it's
welcome.
Different.
That's a nice way to put it. Well, you seem very what's the word? Diplomatic for a dwarf. So that would be good, I think, as an accountant, dealing with our various clients and members. Do you have a lot of experience, sort of negotiating and dealing with getting something from someone if maybe they're reluctant to pay?
I tend to deal in favors a lot. To be honest, I'm not usually looking to get paid in gold. I prefer favors or information. So people tend to like that. And, some people just want to offer gold because they'd rather give that than a favor. But I find favors end up being more valuable. So I don't know. I don't know how good I am at getting gold out of people. I mean, I could probably do it. You don't tend to make a deal and then turn someone down very often. That'll get you a grudge on the book real quick.
But you'd be very careful about keeping our secrets. not selling those as information, right?
Oh, I don't tell other people's stories without their permission. That's a hard line. Yeah.
So if let's say we owed someone like 200 gold pieces for some construction work on Briar House, how many favors would we have to do to equal 200 gold pieces? or informations? How many favors
are you trying to hire me on your house?
No. Just since you usually don't take gold, you deal in favors and information. I was just curious, like, just what the value of that is, and like, I don't know. Do we have any favors or informations on our ledger, or is it all just like gold and silver?
Stong has 2 favors on his sheet.
Oh, that you owe or that you are owed?
One that I owe and one that I am owed.
Are you owed any favors by handymen or handy people?
Alas, no.
No? Oh, well, then it's kind of hard to cash in that favor. I just got to this town, so I don't know that I have any here yet, but I could work on getting some.
What is the greatest favor someone's ever done for you?
That's difficult to say, as most of my favors haven't been cashed in yet. I find that the best favor is the one you haven't used, because it's always there, and they know you're going to call it in, and the longer it goes, the more you get out of it.
Who are some of these people that owe you favors? Like, could you describe them?
Well, again, I don't like to tell other people's stories, but there's a few finger twiddlers, mages in Waterdeep who owe me a couple favors. There's a group around, Subar, who I could probably call a favor or 2 in. There's some in random places, but again, it's mostly there's people I've met in my travels. Again, I prefer to just have favors, and then, I don't usually need a whole lot when I'm traveling. It's just me and my armor. I can fend for myself.
What's the most interesting thing you've done to earn a favor?
Ooh, again.
Have another drink from the flagon.
He blushes a little bit, and he has a shaved head. I didn't mention this. He has a shaved head and a huge beard. That's all the hair, it seems to be, on his beard. Comes down the front and then goes into 2 long braids that hang down between his knees. And right now, the whole top of his head that isn't covered in hair is just blushing red. I don't like to necessarily share that kind of information with people I've just met. You understand.
I understand. And Rogar, who has recently had many close calls with having his beard nearly burned off or eaten off by acid and other various things, is kind of, his beard's not in the greatest shape and not so long anymore, and he's trying to, like, he's kind of covering it slightly with his arms and trying not to be sort of like envious or like, embarrassed about his beard or compared case. Yes. So he's talking to you like this mostly. So that's very interesting. That's good, though, that you don't like to talk about other people's secrets, because we probably have 1 or 2 that we probably wouldn't want to share.
I mean, there are things that I don't want people sharing about me, and I'd rather, they give me the right to share those things, right? Consent is important and sexy.
Would your presence possibly pose a threat to us at some point? Like, do you have somebody after you that might come and attack the manor?
I don't think so. I mean, I think we killed the last few problematic people we ran into. But there was this whole situation with a time loop, and honestly, I'm not sure which end of that loop we ended up on. So they could be dead. We killed them like 3 times.
Oh,
I hope they're dead.
We could use advice on time loops. It's +4.
We may be encountering a bit of a problem that way ourselves.
Yeah. My advice is to stay away from that stuff and not get in one in the first place. But, that's not always your choice. It wasn't mine, sure. There was no consent involved in that time loop.
Not a sexy time.
No.
No.
Sexy time loops are, I mean, as long as it's consensual, sure, but no.
Sexy time loop. I have a bit of a, so you seem like you're a very veteran, highly skilled dwarf, but if you could learn or steal an ability from another class, what would it be? So, like, any feature to add to your character from any other class.
This one time I was working alongside this rogue, and it seemed like even though he just barely avoided something, and I still took damage from it, but he didn't take any damage at all. And that seemed, I liked that. Well, take less damage from things that you're avoiding. That would be fantastic. I like to not take damage. And he kind of looks down, and you see like full plate, like heavy plate armor and a huge shield. I like to not take damage. That's a big deal. Yeah.
Yeah, our friend Sturge does that all the time. It is just uncanny.
It really is. I don't know. Do they go to school for that? It's got to be something to do with, like, maybe it's because they don't wear much armor. I don't know. I mean, I'm pretty nimble, but
It's getting late.
Okay.
So, and we have to make our hiring decisions. So
true. Do we have any last questions for Gar? All right, Gar. Thank you. Where can people find you? What are you up to?
I mean, the best way to get a hold of me, because I travel a lot, is via sending. But you can find me most places on the internet is Gaarawarr, spelled like it sounds. Twitch, Twitter, YouTube. I stream Twitch TV/Gaarawarr. I also stream Fridays and Saturdays for Idle Champions of the Forgotten Realms, which people watching this might be familiar of. So
we appreciate all your guides.
Twitch TV/C&D Games. Yeah, so that's and obviously you can find my guides for that game on the subreddit.
Do you have a stream, like a D&D stream that you're also running or in?
We've streamed a one shot on my channel. We did a one shot for charity, and occasionally we do some D&D streams where you can find Gaarawarr on the C&D Games channel. Usually quarterly over there they do one, and maybe we'll see Gaarawarr there again.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm gonna pop you back into the waiting room. Oh, what did we think of Gar?
I mean, what did you think of him, Rogar?
Oh, well, I think it'd be great to have another dwarf around for sure, and especially if he knows, if he could get a favor from the guy who has the shield that you can pull beer out of, that would be pretty cool.
He seemed really reliable, and he had a lot of integrity. So whatever hijinks we might get up to, he would not tell on us.
True.
And maybe, I forgot to ask what he would want in payment. Well, probably he would want a favor.
Favors. That's what I got.
He'd probably want favors.
Yep. I wrote down favors and info. Okay. So I think maybe do you think we're ready to make a decision now, or should we do something and post it on the website?
I think we better
later?
post.
Okay.
Yeah.
We had so many candidates.
Yeah, we did. A lot of candidates. Thank you.
I have to go back and remember what each of them. Yes, thank you.
Thank you everybody for
fun.
doing that. That was amazing. I loved all the people that we met. I loved hearing about your characters. I wish we could just do this. I wish I had the energy to do this more.
Yeah, we should come up with more questions, but yeah.
So I guess do we want to just go to the outro, and then I'll close up the giveaway, and then we'll post the follow up for the job results on our website later.
Sure.
Yeah.
So I'll kick us out for the outro. I've been Rhiannon Held. Check out my books, Rhiannon Held and also RZ Held. Amazon widget on Twitch. Also on our website, all of our books. Try them out. Thank you to Idle Champions as our sponsor, to our moderators, who were also several of us, I guess all of them involved in this. Meyerdoug and Shay and Seldering. So thank you for their moderating that they do as well.
Hey, I'm Yang Wang. So I am going to be closing up the giveaway and picking a winner right now. So the entries are closed. And congratulations, Daza. You have won a custom jumbo D20. Well deserved, my friend.
Nice. Yay, Daza.
I will message you with instructions on how to get in touch with Teacup and how to tell her what your custom dice should look like. Congrats again.
Yay! Hi, I'm Randy Henderson. Thank you to everyone who subscribed, followed, gave bits, and all of that fun stuff. Keeps us going. Come on over to the Discord if you're already over there. Obviously we're having some fun over there. You can join in the chats about the stream, about hobbies, writing. A lot of us are writers, obviously. And there's some bonus fiction and things over there, as well as our website. So you can find information on all of players, characters, recaps of all our past episodes, links to information on all of our books, and a lot of other great information over there. So thank you again, everyone, for hanging out with us for this fun experiment tonight. And we'll probably be doing some more adventure stuff next week, some one-shots as we're continue our break between arcs, and then stay tuned for once we have an idea of when we're starting book 3 and pick up after that great cliffhanger that Eric stuck us with, or I guess stuck Sarshan with. But anyway, thanks everyone for joining us. Have a great time, and till then, stay scrawly.